Hey everyone! Welcome! Welcome tonight to Helpful Goat. Tonight we're going to be playing a game called Misspent Youth by Robert Bohl. And it's going to be a lot of fun. Real quick, first of all, a couple announcements. Helpful Goat we have lots of different games that we play. This is the first night of Misspent Youth, and we're going to be nailing down schedules eventually here soon, but I think we're going to be taking up the second part of this on Wednesday the 15th. And then we're going to get back to Friday schedule with Galway's Tier, which is one of our main campaigns. And then in August, we're going to start up Fates of Rin again, which is kind of our longer than 2 year now campaign, which is still going strong. So all of that. We also have Spire on Thursdays, which is awesome, and Elise does that. And and also every once in a while we have the Goat's Eye View, which is a little behind the scenes stuff, talking games, talking specifically like Dungeons and Dragons stuff, and Galway heads that up usually on Tuesdays. So yeah, just kind of a general, that's our kind of content programming sort of thing. And yeah, again, tonight we're doing Misspent Youth. I'm Andrew Gilbert, and I also have with me Rachel. Say hi. Rachel. Hi. I have Elise. Say hi, Elise.
Hi.
And of course, Lena.
Hi.
And yeah, we're going to be starting a revolution tonight. Should be fun. Should be a lot of fun. So a couple things. Hopefully you guys in the chat, everyone's doing okay out there. We live in some really rough times. We've had a lot of discussions at Helpful Goat about playing games during a kind of a very dark time for a lot of people. We kind of came to the conclusion that for us, games are not necessarily an escape from reality. We don't always want to do that, but for us, an extension or even a distilled essence of that reality. And I can think of no other game than tonight's Misspent Youth to sort of exemplify exactly what that means, which is going to be all of us standing up to authority, being liberators and fighting for rights and individuality. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be kind of crazy. But again, we're not trying to say that we're trying to get away from the world as well. So a little bit of a content warning. This is definitely going to be a game about standing up to authority. And I understand that's not everyone. Everyone doesn't quite have the energy to deal with that right now. Totally understand. Maybe then this isn't something you want to watch live. Maybe this is something you want to watch on our Twitch after we've recorded, and you can skip through any troubling parts. We've kind of all agreed as players that we're going to keep any sort of sex and violence around PG-13 description. And that does not count for innuendo. We're probably going to have a lot of deeply disturbing innuendo tonight. Just sort of, because I can't control Rachel. Or
Son of a bitch.
I know my players.
Nobody can, baby.
It's good. It's good. So this is a very improv game. None of us know where this is going at all. I'd like to try to give you any other content warning that I know of. I just don't know of any. This could turn into a fight for the rights of android romance. It could also turn into a drug smuggling caper. Who knows? We're gonna get all that done. Yeah, and also a connection to kind of real life as well. Helpful Goat has been really aware of the Black Lives Matter movement. We have a !BLM in chat where you can type that in, and our amazing chatbot can give you a little bit more information on areas and places you can go to just kind of read up a little bit more about what you can do now, especially now that kind of the fervor of marching has died down a little bit. We don't want to lose that that sort of momentum. Also, our !donate button, which is sort of usually directed to our Ko-fi page, right now is mostly directed toward specific organizations that you might want to get involved with if you have a little extra money and want to support us. We would love to focus that on kind of other activities right now. So that would be helping us if you were to also support those things. Any other announcements? Oh, one thing we also did sort of flag. I am running this game, and I understand I am just a cis white dude, and I also have 3 awesome lady players.
Lady players.
I'm a female gamer.
And I totally understand.
Give me that girl gamer dress. That looks like a chair.
And I totally understand, sort of as an authority in the game and sort of an oppressive force. I do understand sort of the optics of this. And please know that I'm absolutely rooting for that authority to be usurped during this game. Also, I was just kind of the only one that wanted to run a game like this at the same time, and it just sort of happened to be like this. We're aware of kind of the optics of that, and fuck it, it's an asshole move if you also don't recognize that sort of issue and problem in our society. Anyway, so we do recognize it, absolutely. And
We're gonna be down with the man here.
100%, yeah. And believe me, I'm rooting for you to be down with the man. Yeah, let's do this. Let's do that. Any other announcements we can think of? I think we're covering most of that. Cool. All right. So tonight, in our game of Misspent Youth, you will watch us create characters in this first session. You will watch us create the authority that is going to be usurped. You will watch us also kind of learn the game, because this is new for all of us at the same time. If you have any questions in the chat about what's going on or how did we get to anything, you can follow along. You can go and find a free version of this game to download on Misspent Youth .Robert Bohl. Let me find the exact.
Yes.
MisspentYouth.RobertBohl.com. Yeah, I was right. Okay, good. You can find a free version of this TTRPG on there. And there's a going out of business sale right now. So like everything is half off. And it sounds like, I don't know the person, Robert, but he seems like a decent dude. He retweeted us several times today and was looking forward to us playing. Throw him a few bucks if you got a chance and find a really cool game.
When I bought the rule book for $7.50, he sent a really nice email, which I'm sure like everybody's getting if they're buying it right now, but it was still just a really nice email and included like extra content and stuff. So if you have a few extra bucks, so cool. It was really nice. I was like, I know he probably sends this to everybody, but I feel personally talked to right now.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, and the free version is a little bit of a lower quality. It's not searchable, so it's a little easier if you do get the paid version of the PDF. And it comes with like form fillable character sheets and stuff like that. It's super easy to do, super easy to work up. We're also then using Roll20 to just kind of have the little game board. That's probably not something where there's nothing really visual going on. There's not a map. There's nothing really tactical about the game. It's mostly just us improvising. So that's kind of what's happening. So should we begin?
Yes.
Okay,
I would like that.
Yeah.
I think it's good. So we've already come up with just a very basic framework structure of the authority. And it's going to be kind of a glorified like art camp, like a glorified theater camp to a certain extent. What I was imagining, and kind of tell me what you guys are thinking too. What I was imagining is that we maybe kind of live in a world, a dystopic world, in which if you are shown to have an aptitude for art, you are immediately ushered into something like this. like a camp that is to formally educate you on what is appropriate art or something like that. I was kind of thinking that would be really interesting. And then, and then we can kind of flesh out a little bit of this authority kind of as we go. So if you don't mind, one of the things that is suggested in the rulebook is to real quick just kind of go down the line and just kind of say something that you personally really dislike or hate about the idea of bullies. And then when you sort of stage that up to a systemic issue, then we can kind of transfer that into what that might look like in here. So who wants to start? What do you guys hate about bullies?
I hate that bullies have the authority on their side a lot of the time. So like when like the person who is the victim of bullying raises the like alert to someone in authority, like cops or a principal or a teacher, oftentimes they get told like, well, are you sure that they weren't just doing this? Or, you know, the cops come and, well, you shouldn't have had, you know, and it's like, well, it was self-defense, you know, things like that. So like bullies who, yes, end up like when victims actually like try to point out like this person is doing this to me, authorities take their side. The bully side.
Yeah, I think that's good. Do you to me that speaks to the visage part of the authority, of like how how the authority kind of presents itself in this world,
or as systems of control. Even
we could certainly get into like then a specific what that means. So like is this a systemic thing or like a state thing? Because I kind of hear both sides of that.
Yeah, so like one thing that I could imagine is like, I don't know, maybe I'm getting too far down the line, so you can tell me like, let's hold off on that. But something that comes to mind is like, you know, it's an art camp, right? So like when the counselors are like doing the things, and then the kids might go to like someone who is like the head counselor and say like, hey, this counselor did that, right? And the counselor is always going to have the other counselors back and never the kids back or something. But that's like, again, that might be something a little more down the line of like systems of control, is that like it's like the you know, like you don't cross the cop, you know, what's it called, like the cops have like the blue line or whatever, you don't cross, like and like the same type of like mentality, but that might be like a system of control thing more than it's a like I think as one of the main characteristics of the authority, if we put the visage of it as systemic, it is just its own system that completely looks out for itself and will never hear anything against it to a certain extent. Cool. Yeah. So I'll put that in the sort of systemic area for visage of the authority. I love it. Yeah. Thanks so much. What else? What other, things
my initial thought is that I don't like that bullies always seem to know whatever it is you're most vulnerable or sensitive about. Like they always just seem to be able to hone in on exactly like what it is they can say to just kind of make you crumble or feel really bad about yourself or doubt yourself. And I think that could possibly fit pretty well in something that has to do with judging art and like
like how does this camp hone in, like how do they know those things that are the most vulnerable about you? Like, could we think of this? Would be a very
like through your artwork that you do, like the parts that are like not fitting in with can be like windows into like your actual vulnerabilities, or
interesting. So that do they have like specific like art critics that whose like psychology is the only job they have is to find the horrible like innermost demons you have in your art?
I kind of really like that. Yeah,
you could also do it with like tech, where like they're just like, I don't know how techy we want to make things, how sci-fi, but it could also just be like tech that like they can like scan your art and tell everything about you as a person.
What if we combine those things into an AI that is able to scan your art and absolutely then just print out a list of this is probably
It
what
should
the
be
vulnerability
it should
is.
be art therapy, but instead of like you use art to do therapy, it's the therapist is this AI who like therapizes your art, like psychologizes your art.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel like shit for
Yeah,
it.
and like
Yeah.
exactly.
So we can tell what it is that you're most sensitive and vulnerable and
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly. And everybody has to go to art therapy to make sure that you're fitting in at camp well.
Yeah.
And you're encouraged, and I think especially like the newbies to camp would be encouraged to think of the art therapist as someone that you go to and like really confide in, and like eventually it like turns that corner of like, oh shit, I just gave them everything they need to control me.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh, that's
It's like
nasty.
you think they're there to help you and to care about you, and then every time you just walk away feeling
Yeah.
worse and worse until they've totally broken you down and they control you then.
Yeah.
For the record, 100% pro
Oh god,
therapy
this
in
is so
real
dark.
life.
I love yeah, I love it.
Therapy,
I love it.
please,
What do we-
if you
what
can
do we
afford
need?
it, go.
What do we?
Yes.
Yeah, nice.
Therapy is not
Uh,
like that in real life.
Right, 100% no. Yeah. This is a very, very dark future. What do we call that authority figure? Like, when you
The
actually
AI
go and talk to
trainer.
this sort of man.
The art
Yeah, what do we
therapist.
call it? The art therapist.
I mean, I like that, right? Like the art therapist, right? Like they're
As
your
long as
art
we-
therapist.
Which does
Say
literally actually.
for new chat that we're okay with therapy, that therapy is actually a good thing.
My sister
Forget
is an
that.
art therapist.
Oh, Sam suggests that the AI is called Rorschach.
That
So.
that could be better. Maybe Rorschach. Oh! I know Freud wasn't an art therapist, but I fucking hate Freud, so we could call it Freud.
Can we call it like
It's the AI art therapist that is like
Named
loving,
Freud
like
Rorschach.
cheekily,
feel like-
cheekily and sort of diggily called Freud.
yeah, like the I feel like the kids at the camp call it like Freud or Rorschach, right? But the
Right, but it's
Rorschach,
called
but
art therapy.
but it's like that. Though it's called art therapy by the authority.
Can
All
it
right,
like,
so
have this creepy German accent as it talks to you in like a creepy computerized German accent?
Yes.
I feel like we keep making people with German accents bad in our things, though. So maybe not.
Yeah, you don't want to necessarily get into it. Yeah. It was just a Freud thing, sure. But yeah, Austrian, I guess technically. Yeah, that's good. So that gives us a system of control that is this therapist that knows all of your deep dark secrets that they might then use to leverage against you. And it gives us a specific figure, the art therapist AI, that we can also kind of deal with at some point.
I think
Beautiful.
it also makes sense. Like the art therapist is an AI that analyzes our art, right? And
Right.
like critiques it as well. And in terms of psychologizing us, and I think that there's something like to be said, unless we want to make this an exploit, that like trying to trick the art therapist is really hard. Like if you
Yeah.
try to be like, oh, I'm gonna feed the art therapist some bullshit,
Yeah.
it like that
Ooh, yeah.
it's like very well trained on like
Right.
bullshit, and you actually end up feeding it more information.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to like make this like, you know, too overpowered of an
Like, yeah,
entity
maybe
in our
not make
world.
it like God mode, but like close
Yeah.
to God
Yeah.
mode.
Yeah,
right?
I just think that
So
it makes
that-
a lot of sense to like kind of establish up front that like we know by now, if this camp has been around long enough, like people know that like
Yeah.
trying to bullshit the art therapist is actually like very few people have gotten away with it, and you have to be really good or you end up it backfires on you.
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's fascinating. So I'll put that down as a possible exploit because we'll get one for you guys to have against the system,
see.
and that may be one, or you may have a different one later on. But I'll write it down. Cool. Yeah. What else do we not like about bullies, or what kind of attributes of bullies?
So many things.
So many.
I don't like that people always like, you hear stories about like bullying in school, or even like you hear stories about like aggressive people in the workplace or politics or whatever, and people are always like trying to like be empathetic towards the bully and going like what went wrong in their life instead of focusing on the victim. I don't like that bullies seem to garner more sympathy a lot of the time than the people that they've hurt.
Interesting. Yeah, a little bit of that kind of a victim mentality, or getting people on their side kind of.
Yeah.
It's like the way that like that one what Brock Turner is like, oh, he was a swimmer at Stanford. We're gonna ruin his life if we convict him, if we give him like 20 years, you know, as if like the, you know, the woman that he raped wasn't like her life wasn't ruined and she wasn't important. Yeah, exactly.
100%. Yeah. No, that's really good. That's really good. I like that a lot.
Is there like a
so that might fit into its sort of
like what does it destroy? Like as like it destroys like history or humanity in the sense of like it takes away its victims' humanity or its victims' history as like people and like replaces it with the worship of the bully figure.
Right. And this would be really interesting for something that is like they can very easily like Mott and Bailey kind of argument here, which is, oh, we're just trying to protect art, right? Like no matter what we're doing, we're trying to protect art so that art has a place in this new world. Like they can always fall back on that seemingly, you know, easy thing that we all agree with. But doing that then sometimes erases that humanity.
It's not that we condone that your counselor treated you that way, honey. It's just that your counselor knows a lot about art that you don't know yet, and you just
that's gross. Oh,
should I be the authority? Andy, do you want to?
No, this is perfect. This is perfect. So as the victim itself is humanity, like not just the humanity of the kids in the camp, but then kind of humanity in a greater sense too. Having to then put up with this very specific kind of form of art or something like that. Yeah. They deem is interesting.
In the chat, they also, I think it was Tibby that mentioned that bullies lack empathy. And I thought that was an important thing to bring up because there's definitely an extreme lack of being able to empathize with people. And I'm assuming that camp counselors aren't really empathizing with the children at camp so much. So...
Right, which is wild for art, because art is supposed to be the thing that sort of reaches out and connects you to other people. But if their sort of vice is absolutism, which is
absolutely
all art has to be this way, that might kind of make a little bit more sense then, because it's not about reaching out and finding new things and being progressive in our ideas. It's about keeping what we have as art, right? Like I imagine there's a painting class that only paints horses, and they find it the most beautiful form of art as the painting of a majestic horse, and you all have to take it.
There's an entire Thomas Kincaid taught class that's just cottages and meadows.
What if all of the art like in the world comes out of this camp? Like, right, they control all of the artists and they like grind them down and make them into what they want by tearing them apart until they go out and produce art and then keep sending like more people to the camp because they're like, yeah, they made me what we are. I am. It's great. Look, I'm an artist.
Right. No, I love that. I think it's beautiful. So I think that really fits in then with the vice of this is an absolutism.
Yeah,
the victim is humanity. Its visage is systemic, and it's just absolute core need is to control art. And if you control art, you control meaning, right?
I don't know if we need to like define this now, but I guess like how does it keep control? Like what if a kid is just like, fuck you, I'm not making art anymore for you, fuck off.
Right.
Like,
that's perfect. Yeah. So that's our systems of control. And so our first one is the AI therapist, which is a way to put leverage on that kid. How else might we have a system of control? So I'd mentioned one possibility in kind of the notes I gave you, that because this place is called the Silver Tongue Artistic Education Authority, that what if they actually implant something in your tongue that will either reward you for good art by like offering you sweet tasting or savory, good tasting food or something when you eat. But if you start doing bad stuff, it may numb your tongue to the point where you can no longer talk or something like that.
I think that's a good like explicit system of control. Like they literally, it's like positive and positive reinforcement and punishment.
I wonder too if like as you get older in this, because like I assume that this camp has like young, like fresh kids and like kids who come every summer and they've been there since they were right. And so like as you get like older or whatever in the camp, or you've been there more years, like that becomes a more subtle system over time, because they're like, oh, we're backing up, we're rewarding you. But like now, like if you're like 17 instead of 12, instead of getting like an instant dose of sweet or an instant dose of sour, you're getting like, today we're not going to inhibit your like pleasure senses, like your ability to taste good things, right? And only let you taste like, or they're like, or today like you really fucked that up, so we're like inhibiting like sweet and savory, and you can only taste like sour and gross, you know. Not that sour is such a bad taste, but exclusively I think it would be, or you know, like the kind of like as, so like it's basically like the like, oh, see, we're rewarding you, you're getting better, so you don't have to get like those instant doses of bad. Like over time you're just like, most days you don't even know it's there, you know, unless you really fuck something up.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I love it. I think that's dark. It's awesome. It's, you know, it's playfully dark. It sucks.
And then for like a more implicit system, because I mean, like systems of control usually aren't explicit like that, right? Like except in dystopias. Is it like, I can kind of see it like being two-pronged. Like it's the psychological control that they get over you from the AI, so they can just manipulate you and control you that way. And then also like the externalizing pressure, right? Like you've been sent to this really prestigious camp. You're supposed to be an amazing artist. Everybody, all the artists you know have come out of this camp and are wonderful. And everybody like walks around, including the camp counselors, encouraging this and acting like it's just good. And this is how you become an artist and all of those things. Like the buy-in or the apparent buy-in from everybody you interact with, and then also like the psychological manipulation and gaslighting and warfare from the AI.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, the system of control of just prestige itself being something they can just, it's very heavy and they can just throw that weight around.
And like the threat of like,
where else are you gonna fucking go?
What else are you going to do? Like you, like at the point maybe in this society where you're tracked into this art camp, like if you drop out halfway through, right? Well, what else are you going to do? No one's going to take you on for anything else. Like you're too old to get into the whatever camp. You're not going to make it in the whatever camp. You're not strong enough to be a farmer. You're not, you know, like that kind of like constant tearing you down of like, you literally have no other skills, no other abilities. So if you don't toe the line here, you're just like, you're not going to make it, you know?
And reinforcing that, like this is all you're worth. This is all you are. This is all you can be. And if you can't be this, you're nothing.
Very abusive partner. Yeah. I'm the only one who will love you. Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. That's really awesome. That's really good. Can we come up with then one or two more authority figures, specific either people or personalities or something like that we can kind of interact with or deal with? Sounds like maybe like a camp counselor might be a decent one.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah. So, I'd say a counselor, like that's one thing that we can just start, we have in common, right? Is like we're in the same group of campers.
Sure.
Live in the same cabin or whatever.
I like the idea of having a camp counselor.
It's what?
Deb.
I don't know. That seems.
You don't need a last name. You've only known her as Deb.
Are the camp counselors like? So I worked as a camp counselor when I was like 20, and like it was just like campers who like loved camp and couldn't get like leave it, and so they came back to be counselors, right? Are we thinking like these are adults who like are, you know, well, like. One thing that came to mind is the idea of like camp counselors are the artists who like weren't quite good enough to like be hired into like and so like
they're still bought into the system.
Everybody knows that they're kind of like the worst ones, and so there's like this like really shitty like behind the hand, like, well, you don't want to end up like Deb, but like to Deb's face is like, oh yes, Deb, whatever you think, Deb, you know.
Right, like Deb just like not able to, you know, just kind of still like resents everybody that she looks after, but still has a very cheerful demeanor, I would say.
Yeah. And I think that's like the idea of it being systemic, right? Is like it's not good for the counselors either, and they're part and parcel in their own oppression, just like everybody else in the system.
And it's the fact that she's given into the system so much here, and just become a part of it.
That, she's so bought into it that there's like she literally can't imagine doing anything else, and so here she is.
Perfect.
And then
poor Deb.
Like, another authority figure, if we need another one, would be like I've never been to a summer camp. Is it like a camp director? Is that the name of the person?
Sure, yeah.
At the top. Maybe like big bad. Like we think that they're just like the camp director, but really like they hold a ton of like political sway also because they control all the art in the world. And as much as people are like, oh, we don't need art, they definitely fucking need art. So
would the camp director be also like a minister of the arts, like an elected position in the or an appointed position in the government, right? Like the minister of the arts, like and that might be like a higher position than the camp director, right? Like the camp director might live there year round and like actually manage the day-to-day, versus like the minister of the arts is the person that like visits once per summer camp to like make sure that it's doing well or something. But
that makes sense,
and we can have both, a camp director and then the minister of arts, who maybe doesn't live there but maybe we'll come visit or something.
And I think like a power struggle, between like the minister of arts and like the camp director being the one who's like on the ground doing this shit, right? And the minister of the art walks in and like tries to like say things, and like to see that power struggle play out, like that could be something that would be cool in a book. I'm writing a book.
No, this is great. This is perfect. Names for a couple of those, the minister and the director.
Let's see.
I'm really terrible with names.
Names. What do you like?
Let's name the... Going through like my great aunt's names.
Do we want them to be women or men or
we have right now we have an AI and a female in Deb, the counselor.
Okay.
If you want to mix it up.
I think the minister's Caroline.
Caroline. Hold on. Aha.
And
yes. Yeah. Darcy's gonna get shoes real quick while we're doing this. Oh no, we're playing.
Hi, Darcy.
I'm sorry, you live recording?
Yeah, we're good.
Sorry.
Hi, Darcy.
They say hi. All right, Caroline for the Minister of the Arts. Caroline.
Pizza.
Caroline.
I'm kidding. Don't call her Caroline Pizza.
Pizza.
Caroline
Pizza. Caper Pizza, hyphenated.
Caroline Capers.
Caper's delicious, okay?
No, I hate Caroline Capers. She sounds like a weird superhero.
Caroline Capers is kind of cool. I like that name.
Caroline Capers? Yeah.
Okay.
Caroline Capers.
Caroline Capers.
Caroline Capers.
And then the director.
How
about the director is Stu?
Stu?
Yeah. Just
Sure.
Stu. I'm just choosing single syllable fucking names.
Deb, Stu.
Deb and Stu. Because they're like, the people at camp are very much like, hey, campers. I mean, I don't know if this art camp is going to be like that. This is just the kind I went to Girl Scout camp. I don't know.
I mean, it kind of like has to be like that, right? Like they're like that, like they're all cheery, and then they like go and destroy
This
you.
is Stu. We're cool here. Let's make some art together. Don't fuck up or ruin your
We're
tongue.
terrible at this, yeah.
Right.
Back to 5 minutes ago when I told you I was a camp counselor.
Yeah. And what was your nickname that you had to choose? It was probably like Sunshine or like.
No,
fucking
everyone just called me Elise.
Every camp I went to always was like, my name's Tsunami and I'm gonna be your counselor.
No.
Tsunami.
Can you see me working at a camp like that?
I mean, I could sing you some songs that we sang there too. I mean, I'm assuming your camp has songs too.
Yeah.
All right.
I think
Anyway.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're absolutely good. All right. So I think we have the authority down pretty well. We have several authority figures that we're going to deal with in our story. We're going to then get into the character creation specific process here. So we're going to do a couple of those things. There is a sort of inciting incident kind of that happens, I think, prior to you guys maybe making your characters, because you might want to deal with it in your characters. I'm going to say, I think the seed of sort of revolution might be here, that the camp has been running fine. In fact, the minister is going to come to camp and make a beautiful speech about the glories of art in our society, and here's where it happens. Caroline is going to then actually show up in camp, and that's only going to be in like a day or two. But there has been found some contraband art that is wildly different than the instruction going on here. And this contraband art is mind-blowingly beautiful. And as artists, you absolutely know that this and whoever the artist is needs to be preserved. But if it gets out, it would be devastating for the camp. So what if our actual inciting incident is you heard about this piece of art and then it just showed up in one of your dorm rooms, and there's no explanation, you're not sure what to do with it, but the three of you are in your own little clique here dealing with the ramifications of what to do. What do you think about that as kind of a inciting incident?
Do we share a single dorm room, or are we on like a floor with like...
Yeah, it's up to you. Yeah, you might be on, you're at least in the same building, if not the same floor, if not the same room. So
I like the idea of us all being in the same dorm room.
Yeah.
But
like a three. Yeah, like we are
roommates.
One, a single
one
room
cohesive
with the three of
room
us.
unit.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's not a fourth roommate or anything. Yeah.
There's not a fourth. Okay, that's what I was going to ask.
Let's not complicate it.
So then this beautiful magical piece of art just shows up in your room. So you're obviously going to have to deal with the ramifications of all that. But now let's go ahead and actually make characters. So you have your own sort of character creation sheet that you can fill out as you need to. I'd suggest everyone start with a name.
how old are we?
Sex is dealt with really interestingly here. The game suggests that it's the authority providing you a sex marker. You do not have to identify as that, but the authority thinks of you like this. Now, however you think the authority might think of you might be the thing you put in there, and then your actions, your performative capabilities can be whatever you want. And then age between 12 and 17.
Do we want to
then
say we're towards the... Oh, I'm sorry. You can keep
and then
I won't interrupt you.
Yeah, and then looks are the three sort of descriptive features. So why don't we start with those things, because those are probably easy and are basically just you thinking of them.
Well, can we do like the archetypes and like pick archetypes, because that might change like how I want to like pick like what my look or whatever is. Although we could do like age and things first.
Yeah,
and
age I'd like to know.
If we're all roommates, does it make sense for us all to be classified as girls according to the authority, or boys if we want to all be boys? I just figure we should all be the same according to the authorities' notes. Like
that makes sense.
I prefer to play female for this, yeah.
Okay, so girls all. And then age, like all around, we want to do like 16?
That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Not the top
like
age.
on the upper end of the camp, but not like the oldest. Sure.
Yes.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So then you have, you get to pick three sort of main attributes from like certain lists here. So maybe let's start with, and try not to, you can have some overlap, but try not to necessarily. With only 3 of us, it opens up the possibilities a little bit. So for means, like, how is it that you fight? How is it that you get to rebel? And here Oh yeah, do you have one already?
No, I have a question because I just was reading the rule book again today, and I want to ask something. I don't need to do this, but one of the things it suggested was having us all like throw out, like, if this were a movie, what would the types of characters be? Are we doing that part? Or are we skipping that?
Why don't we? Yeah, we can kind of put a little bit of a type to it after maybe you pick the 3 things.
Okay. So because like one thing, because like it was just like, if we did that first, it would inform how I picked these. But if we were doing that, like if we're kind of like building an archetype from what we pick, then I can do it that way too. I just wanted to ask. So
right, if you have trouble, if you're having trouble like kind of deciding which one to do, maybe think of type first.
Sure. Okay.
And then otherwise, maybe go through it.
Cool.
But however you guys like it.
Yeah.
So here are the means. Here's how you sort of fight the authority. You get to choose between bad, cool, fast, smart, or tough.
So I read through these earlier, and the ones that kind of stuck out to me, like for me, I just not actually narrowing it down much. I don't want to be cool or bad. I'm happy with any of the other 3. I'm good with. So I can just kind of take what's left of those 3.
Okay.
Do you lean towards anything, Elise?
I'd be totally fine with bad or tough. I think those are the ones that I was like kind of most drawn to off the top of the list. Like,
right on.
I would do all of them, honestly. I think they're all fun, but like those were the 2 that like immediately I was like, I could see how I'd play that, you know? So
yeah.
I lean towards, I think, cool or tough.
Okay, I'll take bad.
Okay. So we got a bad girl.
Yeah, bad girl. Ooh. Which means that do we want to say what it like goes to as well?
It automatically fills. I just found out by clicking it. So
I know. I just meant for the audience because they don't know.
It sells out to perverse, which means if I have to sell out, which is like converting a failure to a success out of necessity, then I convert my bad trait to perversity and have to play my character as perverse for perpetuity.
Right. That's the main mechanic of this game, is generally kind of the further you go into fighting the system, you sort of wear down your character. And this sort of like beautiful, optimistic, idealistic teenager is kind of driven downward into adulthood a little bit, which is a really fun mechanic to play, I think, and a very dark, dystopic sort of idea of humanity.
Also, just so people listening know, like bad, like as a means like I'm like down for just like openly disobeying and being like the one who's always in detention, the one who's always like like speaking up and getting, you know, like in trouble for things and stuff like that. Yeah. Like openly just being like, fuck this. Yeah, that's the nice, bad.
Yeah. All right, Lena, Rachel, you leaning toward another one then?
Anything stick out to you, Lena?
I like tough and I like fast. I like smart, but like I was that kid. I don't need to
I'm
be
also
that
like
kid.
a little nervous. Yeah, right? Like
I was really pedantic.
Yeah.
We
and
were
I'm
all
also
three
nervous
the
about like
kid.
Excuse me? Yeah, I feel you. Plus, I'm like nervous about role playing smart because like I feel like I am smart, but then if I have to like play it, it's gonna be like, oh, but what if I can't think of a smart thing to say or a good way to be pedantic and then it's stupid? I don't know. I'm gonna go cool. I think.
Okay,
so
I
I'm the person that people want to be with or be like me, and I what is it called? Not break. It's called
sell out.
Sell out. I sell out to trendy.
Yeah, that's something good. Sell out. And tough, you said?
I'm gonna do tough, so I'm a badass and able to dish out and take physical punishment, able to shrug off the authorities' psyops. So I guess maybe for us it's kind of shrug off. I don't know, there's not like, I guess maybe, I don't know. I'll think about that.
Yeah.
And then tough sells out to vicious. So if I'm in a fight, I just don't stop until the other guy is totally fucked up.
I like that we've got cool, bad, and tough. Like we're just like no smart.
Yeah,
no
it's like
it's just like
I mean,
I'm
you
always
can
wearing
already know
sunglasses.
this.
he said that in the things is you can also be these things. It's just you can't use it to like sell out.
Right.
But that doesn't mean we have to all be fucking idiots.
Right, not at all.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right.
Motive.
Cool. So that's the means. So if we move on to the motive, why do you want to stand up? What is it about you that sort of drives you to rebellion in this system? There is altruism, optimism, outrage, pride, and thrills. These are really interesting. So did any of those spark anything for you guys?
I really, really like optimism or thrills for me. Mostly because I'm a nihilistic cynic, like half the time, anyways. So, like, if I have to sell that out, I'm super good at role playing it. But I would be really happy to do either optimism or thrills.
I am absolutely drawn to thrills. I think the most of them.
Okay.
But I could choose a second one if that's.
I mean, I was thinking. I think thrills like. I think all of us said it, but pride was one that came to mind, especially like with artistry. So like, I'll take pride since it wasn't mentioned by the others, and then pride sells out to arrogance.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Not hard for me to roleplay.
Nice. And then optimism or thrills, kind of for Lena maybe, and thrills maybe for Rachel.
I can take optimism. You can take thrills, Rachel. I'm totally good with that.
Okay. Yeah, I really like the idea of being like the cool kid who also like is just really into doing dangerous, stupid shit all the time.
Yeah. So you're not in this for altruistic reasons. You're in this for just the fuck the man in this. Like I get off on
kicks out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, this is awesome.
My specific type of artwork that I do is just real Jackson Pollock style. You know, that's my stupid artwork. I just go crazy on the.
Nice. Yeah, and then Lena, this is about optimism. This is about making a world a better place, and Elise, this seems more like an intrinsic kind of motivation. That's awesome.
I want to make good art, man. I'm gonna make
optimism
good art.
Sells out to cynical, which is going to be interesting. All right, and then the last one you kind of pick right now is opportunity. It's how do you get away with it? How are you able to still be in this system? And not be leaned on incredibly by the AI therapist, like the ways in which you sort of have a tiny bit of an advantage within the system, and that is being pretty, being an orphan, being rich, being sneaky, or being trusted.
I can tell you the ones I don't like. I didn't really want to be. Yeah. I don't like the trusted because I hate its sellout thing. I know
that's what I like.
Yeah. These are all really.
Orphan just doesn't sound terribly interesting to me. I think for me, pretty sounds the most interesting, but I'm good with pretty rich or sneaky.
Cool.
You could be pretty rich and sneaky.
I can't be all those things. I guess it's too OP.
I feel like the bad rich kid is kind of a played out trope that I'm not interested in exploring. Like, yeah, rich kid rebels, whoop-de-doo, right? So that one I kind of want to just like toss out as like, no thanks. Same with like orphan. I feel like it's just the flip side of the same thing. Like the orphan who's like, I have nothing to lose, so here I am, like being the bad kid. Which
what's the guy in Gilmore Girls? The like, I forget his name.
I never watched it.
Yeah,
the new bad guy that was trying to get like Rory's.
Jess.
The
one that likes books.
Yeah,
he's played by Milo Ventimiglia.
Like bad boy parents weren't around.
I definitely didn't like him or anything when I was Rory's age. It's fine.
Which leaves me with pretty, sneaky, or trusted. It's hard to imagine the bad kid being trusted. Although true. I think that there's like
by the system though.
That is what I'm leaning most towards. Is trusted for me is like the cool kid that everybody likes, including the authority. Like I feel like being able to like. Be especially because I like my thing is thrills too, so I feel like I kind of get off on like being that thing to everybody, if that makes sense. Like everybody thinks I'm cool, including the fucking authority. So like Deb thinks I'm the shit.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Okay.
I'm kind of inclined towards pretty. I think it's like of like really fucking interesting like mechanic of just being like I get away with like openly being defiant because like I'm just fucking gorgeous. And like and people are just like
too much.
yeah, like it's just like nobody knows how to like I feel like that like might what I don't want to do is like intrude then on like cool territory with Rachel's character, right? Like being like, because pretty isn't the same as cool. Like it's not like using my reputation to like do things, but like just being like, I think that, and like, it's hard because like bad and pretty like might like force me into like more kind of like seductress role of like the bad is like the like oh AI therapist, like, you know, which like, you know, and like I'm not sure. No. So I'm just kind of like asking, I guess. Like,
I'm leaning sneaky towards you, but I don't know if that's too like you wanted to do something different that was like, because if you're bad, but it could be that you're like good at hiding the fact that you're bad.
Right. Like, and like that I feel like makes the most kind of like direct path sense. But I think the pride thing also like my pride gets in the way of like hiding those things, right? Like I want it. I'm fucking proud of like my defiance streak. I think I'm gonna go pretty if that's all right.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think it's brilliant. Yeah.
Let's just try it. Let's see what fucking happens. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe I'll be a seductress at 16.
We'll see.
Creepy, but
Stu's into it, so you know.
Stu might be into it.
Yeah, this isn't something we discussed in triggers and things, but
we'll see. Well, yeah, if they're, you know, we're gonna keep it PG-13ish and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Rachel and Lena, what did you think?
I went trusted.
Yeah, Rachel's gonna be trusted. I think I'll do. What are my motives? I was gonna say I'll do sneaky, and then like I don't remember what I'm doing. I'm really good at
optimism.
Hiding my optimism. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Well, if your optimism is to get like stop this horrible authority and make the world a better place, there is probably a lot you need to hide from the authority.
Because it's also your opportunity gives you means more than motive, right? The motive exists out like a little more outside. So the means you chose was tough.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I guess I'll do sneaky. I can make it work.
Tough and sneaky.
Okay, cool. All right. So then we have a couple. The MO, like what's your specialty, which is like lock picking or hacking, or you know, this is where like the D&D skills kind of come in, like animal handling or you know, persuasion or something like that. That you'll fill in while we play the game. Like that will just come up when you need it to come up. Does that make sense? So you don't have to just leave that blank now, as well as your disorder.
Oh, we're not going to fill this part in now?
Not yet. Yeah, it just will come up naturally in the story, as well as your disorder, which is, you know, what is your heroic fatal flaw, and that'll just kind of be there to come up as well.
Oh, okay. I didn't know we weren't going to do these now.
Yeah. Yep. They will just kind of be there. If you have one in mind, that's cool. You know, it can come up, you know, whenever it does. And then and then we just have a name and just kind of give a quick description of what you look like, if you can think about that. And then we will have created characters.
Oh gosh, a name.
Okay, I came up with one already because otherwise I can't come up with names. And I want to be Titania.
Titania?
I'm not gonna make my last name Fairy because that's fucking too much.
But just enough?
Yeah, maybe it's just enough. Actually, I'm gonna make my last name Fairy. Titania Fairy.
Do it. You should.
Nice.
I'm gonna have my name be Stevie.
Stevie. Cool.
Yeah, I don't have a last name. Everybody just
yeah, these can just be your artist names.
Yeah, even the counselors just call me Stevie.
Yeah.
Ooh, I should have thought of this ahead of time.
I just thought of it now, so it could be terrible like mine.
If you want to wait a second too, yeah, and think of it. fill it in when it comes.
Okay. Yeah,
Should we start doing like physical characteristics maybe, and then that can help you come up with a name, or if you think about how they look? So are there restrictions on how we're allowed to look here?
That's a good question. Yeah, in the authority.
Like
do you think that
hair or
I want to say that they would have some expectations of what's acceptable expression. And I bet Stu doesn't like a lot of sexy dress. I'm gonna add that for Stu. He's a bit of a prude when it comes to either men or women dressing and showing a lot of skin. And that probably is because Stu has maybe some problems himself.
Yeah, usually when you implement dress codes, it's a sign of
right.
Fine. Mm-hmm. What about like hair color, stuff like that?
Let's say there's only 3 acceptable forms of alternative hair color, which are blue, green, and pink. Anything else is arbitrarily just off the table.
Can my character have, like, it's pink, but it's red, but because, like, it's gorgeous, she gets away with it? It's
okay.
It's red.
Yeah, I like
it's pink.
I like it.
I mean,
pink
It's
hair.
just dark pink.
Yeah.
Around, but
Right. This is all about, like, you're given expression, but you have to conform that expression to certain rules.
And it's
I think
definitely
that's
like
brilliant.
it's like red and like black and like kind of stripes, like very punkish.
Cool. Yeah.
But when people ask, like, oh no, it's within guidelines. It's pink.
I love it. I love it. Yeah.
I feel like mine would be like, I feel like I would have similar like a shave, but further along all the way around and just having longer hair on this. And I feel like I would have all 3 of those colors in it. And it would be the kind of thing where like Deb and Stu are cool with it because we're cool and they know that, like, you know, it looks really good on me and they're fine with it.
Nice. I like it.
And I also always wear a jean jacket. I look real cool in my like denim jacket. I got like patches and shit on it, but they're all like approved patches.
Is this set in a future of our own world, or is this like an alternative universe kind of thing?
I mean, it can be kind of either. I kind of like the future of our own world. That's
okay,
kind of
then
fun.
my character calls herself Misty as a Pokemon reference because it's like retro throwback cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I like it. Yep.
Titania's just like super goth, as they'll let her be. She's like
Awesome.
kind of short, but she wears platform boots all the time, so you know. And she's like she's Lolita goth, so she wears like the dresses with the like ruffles and everything, so she's not showing a lot of skin.
Right.
And then she like is capable of like kicking the shit out of people in her cute goth gear, which is badass. And she's just like you know, kind of like chubby and curvy and adorable.
Yeah. I love this so much. This is so great. You guys are awesome. So do you feel decent about the characters? You feel kind of like you get a little bit of a sense of what's going on? Obviously, your characters will develop as we go. And just make sure that you've written down the means, motive, and opportunity, because those will certainly come up as a mechanic.
I just want to add, as another like looks thing, and how I like pretty like helps me get away with being bad. Like I'm like all legs, so my skirt is like really short, and it's totally like I rolled it up, but I'm like, I'm just so tall. It just is so short on me. I don't know. Like,
Dude, I already hate you.
it's like, oh my god, it's so opposite of like Elise in high school, who was like watching all the girls in gym like roll their shorts up and being like, but why would you want to? Just cover your legs.
Yeah.
I wasn't attracted to those girls at all and uncomfortable with my own sexuality.
I wasn't. I just hated them.
So also let's unless we thought of a different exploit, let's stick with you 3 have figured out a bit of a way around the AI therapist Freud. Like, you've been able to actually feed him art that expresses something you just totally aren't, so that they don't quite have that system of control over you right now, and that sort of might come up later. But that's your main exploit right now is you've circumvented that system, and fed them false information. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Right on.
Can I ask questions about the character sheet, which is not working for me, so I'm using the Google Sheets. But what are these? What is the? You talked. We get the MO and the disorder later. You said. What's the personality assessment, the activities surveilled, and the known associates? Are those?
Right. So known associates would be the other people in your group, your main clique here. Activities, that's more just flavor stuff. Like, what is it you like to do in camp? What are you kind of known for around camp? That sort of thing. And that can, if you have ideas on that, that's awesome. You can fill that in. And if not, they can just kind of come up as we go.
Okay, cool.
Also, all the little like checkboxes and stuff are not actually checkable in the form fillable. I think they're just there for flavor, if that helps.
I mean, that's not what's not working for me. It's whenever I click like tough, it's filling in all of the things in the sold column as tough.
Weird.
Which is not how it's supposed to work. And from what you said, at least, it's not how it's working for you.
No,
so,
not at all.
So I will just use the Google Sheets, which I already had downloaded anyways. So
also good. All right. I'm sorry. I almost forgot one of the main sort of mechanics and parts of this is now not just your individual characters, but the interaction of your character with another person in your group here. So these are the friendship questions, which are vague questions that you use to sort of or will use to kind of define your relationship in key moments throughout the story. So right now, let's do Rachel will ask Elise a question, Elise will ask Lena a question, and Lena will ask Rachel's character a question.
I already lost that. Who am I asking what?
Elise.
Okay.
Because it's basically the person sitting to your left. And Lena, you're asking Rachel a question.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, these questions.
Give like an example, or
right? Yeah. So something really vague, like, and you can add any kind of story or flavor into this question that you want to. So something like, what did you do the first time you realized I was an android, or something like that?
I'm not an android.
You know, it's up to you. Or why did you let me hide the body? Or, you know, whatever sort of general.
The book had a cool example. If I can jump in, sorry, Andy.
Yeah.
Always. But the book had a cool example
19, if that helps.
Of being like, why didn't you tell your brother about the time, whatever, and like that like helps build out for characters to like. And now Stevie has a brother because, you know, when Lena phrased her friendship question, she said, your brother, right? And so that's just one way to kind of like, you know, you can kind of impose details of other characters' lives onto them, which I think is cool.
Yeah. So, this is interesting, tough. But
there's example questions on page 19 of the book. If you have it.
I'm on the I Bleed edition of it, so it's a different page, but I have it.
No,
it's 22 for me.
Oh.
Maybe like all my shit is just fucked.
I'm looking at the actual page number that's on, like that's printed on the thing.
I'm looking at the PDF number.
Sorry.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry, this is really fun. Dead space. Andy, just keep talking and filling space while we think.
Who am I asking a question? Am I asking Rachel a question?
Me, yeah.
Okay. What's the most terrible thing you've done, and why did you confess it to me?
Ooh.
Just gonna throw the hard ones.
Why are you a monster?
And why did you confess it to me?
Do I have to answer that right now, or
no? Not at all. This is something that we will center a scene around eventually.
And so, like, I don't go into it knowing, right? But Rachel knows.
You have no idea. Yeah.
Lena's question to me is, what is it? What is the most terrible thing I've done?
Terrible thing you've done, and why did you confess it to me?
All right. I'm just writing it down.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Good. I like it. Beautiful. What else? So that is Lena's question.
Yeah, I'm stuck on 2 that I'm thinking to ask Elise. And it depends on which direction I'm wanting to go in. Because I feel like the 2 that, and I know I could choose my own, I'm just looking at the book because it's easy. The 2 that I'm interested in are who did we both have a crush on and what happened? Or what are we competitive about? Because I feel like our stuff, the way that it's lined up, is that we might be competitive. Me being the cool one and her being the pretty one. I feel like we might be competitive for attention in a way.
Maybe that's already answered then, right?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like
Fair.
that one, like feels like the cool versus pretty like dichotomy. Like it has a pretty like solid, kind of.
Well, it could be like an object of that, like having maybe a romantic interest is the competitiveness, and does that romantic interest like the cool or the pretty better, maybe, or something? Who knows?
Right, because I was wondering if, I don't know, if you like who did we both have a crush on and what happened, or if we wanted to steer away from like romantic-y type stuff, or...
It's up to you. At least, what was your name again? I'm sorry.
Misty.
Yep,
Pokemon, yeah.
I go by Miss D in some of my classrooms as well, so sometimes it's just Misty.
Misty.
I like Heather's suggestion. What happened to your twin?
Oh, that is interesting.
It's a good one.
Whatever happened to? Yeah.
That's a really good open-ended question, because that could come up
I like
a lot of.
It's going to be that Elise absorbed the twin in the womb, and that's why she's so pretty.
It's not necessarily like about our relationship, though.
No, I know.
Right.
True.
Unless like we add like something that makes it about our relationship. But yes.
Right.
It's a very interesting question.
What happened to your twin, whom I was in love with?
Whom I was in love with. There you go.
There you go. That would combine, yeah.
What are you thinking, Elise? Or are you still thinking?
So Misty to Titania.
Yeah.
Titania.
Yeah, what is it? Is it Titania or Titania?
Titania.
Okay, Titania makes me think of like Hello from the Magic Tavern, which I can't remember if that's exactly what she goes by, but it's because she has big tits. So that's why I was like, wait, okay, I don't think that's what Lena went with.
It's not.
Well, it's like Queen Titania, and she's got, like, okay, anyway, it's fine.
Like, yeah, I get you put tit in there instead of, makes sense.
Listen to Hello from the Magic Tavern? No, it's fine. Okay.
So I like the how did I pull you out of it when you got to your lowest point?
That's good.
Yeah, so I think I'll go with that one.
Okay. Oh, I like that. Sorry, I didn't mean like talk as soon as you fucking finish it.
You're so fine.
Like, anyway, me. So, yeah. My thought was just because I wanted to force Elise into this was maybe why am I the one that you trust the most?
Mm-hmm.
I also realize I am trusted, but I feel like it has to go deeper than that.
Not just you're trustworthy.
Right, not just that I'm trusted, but I also want to make it that, like, yes, Elise and I are going to have this competitiveness, still with cool versus pretty, but still I'm the one that she trusts the most for some reason, because I want to make it have to be that Misty has to be nice to me somehow. So.
Misty's going to be nice to you, God.
Whatever, pretty bitch. I never had problems with pretty girls when I was a teenager. It's fine. This isn't bringing up old things. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to say why I already lost it. Why am I the one you trust the most?
Got it.
I love it.
Remember when we talked about triggers and I said I didn't know what mine would be until they happened? Apparently it's attractive teen girls. So there you go.
Love it. All right. All right. So I think then that finishes the character creation process. So if you want, we can jump into our episode. With our first scene. So how scene construction is going to work is we're going to take turns picking either an authority figure or one of your questions that is going to be kind of at the core of the scene. then the person that picks that then describes the very first 5 seconds of the scene, and then we just all go on from there. So I can start with scene 1, and then we'll just eventually take turns. So I think I want scene 1 to include Deb, the counselor, and I think the first sort of 5 seconds of what's going on here. I think we're gonna change music a little. All right, so I think the first 5 seconds, imagine you just got back then from dinner, and your door's been locked. You unlock it, spill in. It's kind of been a long day. Horse drawing class was boring as fuck, and you've now just kind of want to go in and chill and just spend the rest of your night in relative independence. When you immediately get in on the couch, with no note or anything, is this beautiful, amazing artwork. And you immediately know that this is what everyone's been talking about in camp, that some contraband artwork has shown up, and you have no idea who the artist is. You just know that it will be destroyed, and if the artist is found out, they will be dealt with. And immediately it's on your couch. Someone must trust you or is wanting to set you up. So at the first 5 seconds here, as you walk in the door and you see this, you shut the door behind you, you kind of give a look to one another, and immediately, ladies, open up, it's Deb. Time for room checks.
I'm naked.
Yeah, she just gets undressed like super fast. We just gotta wait.
Just hang on. I'm sorry. I'm just putting on my pajamas. Holy shit.
I'm gonna shove the artwork under like the fucking classic like teenage hiding spot under my mattress.
Paintings? Is it like canvases?
It's a single
canvas. Relatively.
So I'll shove it because I'm sneaky. I'll shove it under my mattress, and hopefully that's good enough.
Do we have experience with Deb? Because Deb mentioned doing like checks. Do we have experience that she checks under the mattress regularly?
She has varying degrees of checks that can range from tossing the place, if she feels like it, to just stepping in, checking it off, and leaving.
Does she check us?
Often. Not necessarily like patting down, but
that's what I mean.
Sure everyone's healthy and
late enough in the day that wearing pajamas would be normal.
Well, you just come back from dinner, I think is what
okay,
I
from
said.
dinner.
Yeah,
okay. I am going to very quickly like strip off my uniform and like toss on a nightgown so that my lie tracks a little bit.
Okay.
Because my thought was I could like shove it up my jean jacket behind, because it's kind of like a stiff jacket, right? And I could maybe, I don't know if it's too big for that.
I vote under the thing and we distract her from doing the full check. Yeah.
So I'll go to the door once it's under and you're not naked anymore?
I'm not naked.
Yeah. And I'll open up the door and be like, hey, Deb, how's it going?
She doesn't high five you. She immediately bursts in the room.
Wow, Deb, I thought we were cool.
We're something. Okay. Titania, Stevie, Misty. Check. All right. Have you brushed your teeth yet?
And I just kind of...
So you're just like blowing your bad breath at her because we haven't?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I said, Deb, you caught us just as we came in from dinner. I can't do it that fast.
Okay.
Deb, you know this.
Just like we need literally 3 minutes.
And I'm going to walk into the bathroom and grab my toothbrush and just start brushing my teeth while I'm like talking, like walking around with her.
Okay.
Just to be distracting with my lovely toothbrushing.
Yeah.
Sorry,
so
Elise, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No,
you can then see there's kind of a look in her eye. She's squinting a bit. She's looking around. Yeah, this look in her eye is she's about to toss the place. So, I think now we can set up a struggle. She's going to look everywhere in this place. That is her goal. What is your hope to have happen here?
keep the artwork hidden.
Yeah, she doesn't find the painting.
Okay. And where's the painting again?
Under Titania's mattress, I believe? Or no, yeah, under your own mattress that you shoved it?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I was thinking is maybe we could allow her to toss the place, but like I could distract her just as she gets to that point, and she could look towards me and Titania could take it and shove it somewhere that's already been checked. But I don't know if we're like that cool and fast or anything. But
I'm very sneaky, apparently.
So see, and I'm really fucking cool and likable, and including the authority fucking loves me.
So the way that a struggle will work is she's going to be doing stuff, and as soon as you want to interrupt that or stop it or resist it, then you stand up, and that immediately just means you roll. Okay. So the first person to just roll, you don't have to think about even what you're doing yet. You just roll. And then the dice will kind of determine what you do. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So cool. I can say that when she gets to Titania's bed and begins to toss it, I would stand up.
Okay, yeah. So she's gone in the room. She's ripped off the sheets already, and it looks like she's going for the mattress. You gonna stand up? Roll the dice.
Well, I want to make her start to check it because I don't want her to like go back and check it again, if that makes sense. So I want her to like start to go for it when I stand up.
Right, so she starts to kind of lift up the mattress. She's already tossed the pillows off of the couch and everything and the cushions. She's just starting to do that. So go ahead and roll.
5.
All right, go ahead and put your marker over the 5 on our little roll 20 thing. All right.
Got it.
All right, and so that now we use one of your attributes that are listed or one of the ones that you want to make up to distract her. What are you going to do?
So I basically just want to like keep brushing my teeth and kind of being in her face and just kind of like, so would I know anything? Like, I know that she seems upset, but I feel like I have some kind of rapport with Deb that I can try and kind of build off of and know some things about her. So is there anything I know maybe about her personal life or her something that I could maybe ask her a question about? Like
is this because of your cool that you're trying to use? Or
it could also be we establish your MO is like you know everybody, like you
rumors.
Like rumors and like information and like just the kind of charismatic how's your wife, how's your kid kind of like person.
Yes.
So I'm just like a cooler Nero in this one, is what you're saying?
Well, I feel like Nero isn't as smart with the info, right? Like Nero likes to talk to people, but this is like the network of information. Yeah. So that's a good idea. Like maybe my MO is I just know a little bit about everything about everybody. So I would just kind of lean in and just like.
So I have then what that sells out to. You believe anything you hear.
Oh shit. Okay.
Is what that sells out to. You don't have to, again, we're not selling out anything right now. Right. Becoming very gullible is what that is. Nice. I think that's interesting. So you're going to use that MO. Yes, you've heard that she's just started dating one of the other counselors, a dude named Jeff from one of the other buildings. And she's trying to keep it on the like down low, but you know.
Okay, so I'm going to like be brushing my teeth and be like, so Deb, I saw Jeff checking you out at dinner earlier tonight. How's that going?
She immediately drops the mattress.
Okay. So while she's distracted,
I mean, your ass looked real nice. No, I'll be 16 and normal. It's fine.
She's
all right.
distracted. Can I try to?
Yeah, so she immediately like corners you, walks around to the other side of the bed, and sort of like almost presses you up against the wall. Where did you hear that? And then that's when I claim 7 right there. So are you going to stand up, Lena?
Yes, and I'm taking
Beautiful.
4.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll.
She did. She got 4.
Oh, you got a 4. I'm sorry. Yeah, awesome. Okay. Then continue. How would you use one of your things to...
Yeah, so I'm using my sneaky because I'm sneaky. And what is the layout of this room? Like, we have beds and a couch, apparently.
Right. The 3 of you, you have 3 beds in this room, and then there's a separate room that's like the couch, and then a smaller kind of kitchen area, bathroom.
Okay, and how big is this artwork?
It is kind of only that biggish. It's you know.
And she searched the bed already,
10 by
right?
15
Like
or
she
something.
searched the. You said she pulled the blankets all off.
Right, she didn't quite lift the mattress. That's yet, but
What else had she searched already? Is that
the
it?
couch.
Okay.
Yeah, she searched the other room entirely. The couch.
So I'm just gonna like her back is to me, right? So I'm just gonna like try to like slip it under the couch cushions now. We're just moving cushions.
Okay.
Somewhere that she's already searched, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right.
Nice.
All right. I like that. All right. So yeah. So Stevie, she's cornered you. Where did you hear that? Who's
Deb,
who's
I
saying-
didn't.
who's
I didn't hear it anywhere. It was obvious. He had hard eyes while he was looking at you. I mean, he is into what you are putting out, Deb.
Really?
I mean, I
cackle.
can't say I blame him.
This isn't right. You've never been nice to me before. Something's weird. Something's off here.
What's
What's going on?
I'm
Why are
nice
you,
to
why are you all
everybody.
lying to me?
Why would you assume I was
He's
lying?
like legitimately into you, and I have been nice to her because I'm optimistic about everything. So he's like
Absolutely.
legitimately super into you. I was watching it too. He's like he is down to fuck. He really wants to.
I'm just gonna like Stevie would just interrupt and be like, "It's down to clown. It's fine. It's just that's the rhyming. It's cool. Don't worry about it, Titania."
I'm sorry. I'm not
Wait,
cool.
wait,
All right.
Andy, do you just get to
So-
decide that I've never been nice? Because I'll fight you.
According to her, yeah. You've never quite been nice to her like that. Yeah. So I'm gonna pick. I'm
Wasn't
gonna
that
pick 11.
like me?
Yeah, but yeah, you've never quite been like this. She's seemingly suspecting something.
Can I do like a stand up
least-
because I'm doing my optimism thing to try to convince her that
Sure.
he's like actually super into her and that we're not being weirdos?
Yeah. Give a roll. Yeah.
I know I kind of already did it and then did
6.
stand up.
That's okay. Yeah. We'll make sure we get Elise in here then.
We're all good.
All right. Yeah. How do you use optimism then?
Just being like really super positive about her. Like you are just like beautiful and he's just like so into you and like I mean everybody knows and can see it because you're amazing.
Well. Okay. Sorry. I just am not used to people complimenting me like that.
I mean, girl,
Deb,
you deserve compliments like that all the time.
Yeah, Deb, we're
Certainly.
cool. Why would I lie to you? You know that's not what I'm about.
Yeah, trust it.
All right.
I have a mechanics question. Do we have to take every other turn with the authority, or can we act multiple times in a row?
It'll be a reaction to what the authority is doing, and right
Got
now
it.
she's actually seeming amenable to you.
Yes.
So you can add to it, but there's nothing to struggle against
Yeah.
yet.
No worries. Yep.
And
Yeah.
where did your numbers come from? Did you roll those, or are you just choosing them?
Yeah. So I automatically get 7, and then I have specific ones that I have to choose based on rules.
Oh,
So
also, I have no idea what the numbers mean. Will you explain that at some point?
yeah.
That's
So
just like-
we have numbers on here
Sorry.
from 2 to 12. And this is what will eventually determine the success of this struggle, is if you guys roll another number that you've already rolled, then you succeed. If you roll one of mine, you fail.
Which like
And if
the,
you don't, if you just roll a free number, the scene continues.
the 7 is the statistically most likely number to roll.
It
Which is
is.
why
Yep.
it goes straight to the authority.
If we're rolling
off
two
the top.
d6s,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. All right. So you've actually sort of softened her up a little bit, and she kind of like looks around and she says, "Sorry, they've been making me search really hard tonight. I have to toss every room basically. I'm looking
And then maybe you
for."
can toss your own later. No, okay, I'm sorry.
She kind of looks at you. She's about to like press something on her little number pad, and then thinks better of it. You guys haven't seen any contraband art, any unapproved art around, have you?
Contraband art. Oh my god. No, Deb, we haven't seen any contraband art.
You wouldn't lie to Deb, would you?
Deb, I am many things. A liar? Not one.
Excellent. Then, and on her wrist, she pulls out what looks to be kind of those little breath strips, like kind of like minty breath strips. She goes, "You wouldn't mind taking a truth strip, would you?" And she puts it like up right next to your tongue. And you now know this is something that will react against your tongue if your body temperature and your heart rate is up from lying.
Okay.
What would you like to do? I'm gonna pick 3 for that. Here.
I swallow it. Oh.
You put it on your tongue and swallow it?
Yeah, I just like, yum. Using bad. Because fuck off, Deb. I'm not lying.
Excellent. Okay. Everyone else then. The truth strip.
That's a stand up, right?
Sure. Yeah, we'll say that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So a 9. Yeah. Nice. Everyone else, truth strip.
Can I use trust? So I have a question.
Yeah.
If I were to use my trusted, could it be that, or if I use my cool or something, that I am just like fucking feel like know that I'm trusted and cool and calm enough that my temperature isn't risen? I'm not like
maybe
shaken that I could fix it. Like I feel like that's what I would go for.
All right,
that
roll,
like,
stand up and
my coolness
stand up
and
to the system.
It's just like put this bitch on my tongue and I'll fucking show you.
Let's see.
On my tongue.
Oh no!
Oh no!
A 7. All right. That will mean that I'm going to succeed in this struggle. Now, any of you, specifically Rachel, will give you the first shot here. Rachel, you rolled it. So if you want to turn this failure into a success, you can sell out. But then you just have to tell me how that works.
Oh God, I'm not ready to sell out yet. Fuck.
So early.
I feel like here's the question.
Yes.
Could I take the failure and then try and twist it from there and work with it still? Or is it
maybe? Yeah.
So she definitely
a struggle and a failure probably in this case means she knows you're lying.
Right.
And that's going to be pretty bad.
My thought would be that I would admit that I was lying about Jeff and that I actually heard that he, was interested in, or that he wasn't.
Yeah, maybe.
That would be my thought. I don't know if I'm. Well, sorry.
Right.
But isn't this like we fail the conflict? We lose our goal.
The conflict itself, which means her goal of trying to find the painting gets closer.
It gets closer, or it actually happens.
Yeah. Well, in the whole scene, it will sort of eventually happen. It's very bad. If you fail, it's very bad.
Because her goal has been achieved, or do we still have a chance to mitigate those effects in scene?
Right. The effects then probably not. Basically, I take over the rest of the scene at that point.
Okay. So, I mean, I don't really know enough about, because if I sell out for the entire rest of the campaign, right?
Yeah. It's not great, and it's probably not great to fail either.
I mean, she finds it. We take her out before she tells anybody. I'm just saying.
So I think I'm gonna
find it. That's her goal, and then we'll just beat the shit out of her.
I'm gonna take the failure, and what I'm gonna do is then I'm going to try, and you can take this however you want. Is I'm going to try and convince her that what I am lying about is Jeff. And I'm going to try and convince her that, I actually, Deb, I see and hear things around here, and Jeff is kind of a skis ball, and he wasn't saying the nicest things behind your back, and I was trying to preserve your feelings.
And as you're saying that, your tongue just kind of seizes up, and is. Oh my! You're lying about something.
Well, I would explain to her about my lying after it seized up.
I can still talk without it seizing up. She's not lying about the painting. She's lying about Jeff. I don't know why. She's trying to make it seem like he doesn't like you. But like I told you, you're fucking amazing, girl, and he is so down for you.
The line strips don't lie. You're lying, and you're lying about the painting.
No, she's lying about the chef.
Where is it? Where is it?
I haven't.
And
also,
just
I haven't
imperceptibly, your eyes dart over to the couch. You just can't help it. So that's the end of the scene as she's turning around toward the couch and now heading in that direction. So go ahead and let's remove our struggle here. And if we want, we can start a new scene with a new struggle.
What'd you say, Elise?
Can it be? We have to propose it based on a friendship question, right?
Either that or an authority figure.
Okay.
But the first one we've already done Deb. So unless you want to bring in Floyd or the minister or Stu.
We should use the "What's the most terrible thing you've ever done?" and how, because as the friendship question to explore here, because it can certainly be related to hiding a body. Just saying. But it's not my friendship question. That's the one that I'm not involved in.
That's cool. And we can
hid a body before, so we know how to hide a body now. Yeah,
that's fascinating.
So you basically want us to straight up
So you're
fucking
saying
kill
we should
him, and then I'm gonna hide a fucking body.
If it has to be, why am I the one you trust the most? Like, if it has to be the question posed to me that I propose, like I can also
no, it doesn't at all.
follow that in. Okay.
Yeah, we
think
can all help each other propose stuff, whatever we like best.
Yeah.
All right, we starting our murder spree.
Yeah, go big or go home, right?
Yes. That cannot find the painting, you guys.
Okay.
All right.
So we want to do it around Lena's question to me then? Is that what we were saying?
The most terrible thing you've ever done, and why did you confess it? Yeah.
All right. So the beginning of so I'm sorry. Yeah. So who's proposing this scene? I guess.
Me?
So because also just give us give us a first 5 seconds of the scene.
Oh, okay.
What is happening? How is she going to find the painting and stuff?
I guess the first 5 seconds, I see her notice Titania looking at where the painting is. And I let her pass me and hold my hand out to Titania, like wait for it. And Titania and I go for her, or like that's the inciting moment is like the freeze frame perfect. Of like, yeah.
That's that first 5 seconds. Who wants to stand up?
I'm gonna stand up and smash her head in.
Roll, please.
Can I get off on this because it's thrilling? So
3. All right. Mark that 3.
Yeah, so like as soon as she's like kind of past me, I can't gesture because I have to push to talk. I make my hands into like that double fist, bash her in the back of the head.
Bash her in the back of the head. All right. Great. She runs forward, tries to steady herself on the couch, and is starting to get a doozy of a bump on the back of the head. You now see her reaching for her little armband that seems to be her special sort of communication with other counselors and stuff. You see her like frantically trying to like figure out something on that. So I'll take 7 with that.
And this should be like the way these scenes should play out is like we take turns. It's not just even if like I'm tough, so it makes sense for me to just kick the shit out of her. We should have everybody taking turns is how kind of it works.
Yeah. There's kind of not necessarily a rule that says you can't go twice in a row, I don't think, but it's nice to let everyone get a part of the scene.
Tough again.
Oh, and you can't use tough in the same scene then again. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you definitely bashed her, and she's dizzy and having trouble focusing on calling for help.
Can I use? Oh, sorry, Elise, you can go.
Okay, I'm going to crouch down in front of her face, and is my tongue a different color because I like ate the strip? Does it change the color of the tongue? Okay, and I'm gonna stick my like blue discolored tongue out in bad. I'm gonna be like, I lied, bitch, and then I'm going to like grab her hands and try to physically restrain her, and I'm using bad for this.
Bad. All right. Yeah. Just pure awesome. Fuck you, authority. Oh, I'm sorry. Roll first. Yeah.
Yeah. 3.
You won. well done. Yeah, you say that, and then you just like bash her, and she just immediately goes unconscious.
Nice.
You've probably not killed her yet, but you have succeeded in your hope of dealing with her before she finds a painting.
Can I? Because this is the.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's overboard. I also just wanted to knee her in the face, but I don't need to do it. She's already down.
Yeah, I just said that I restrained her. I just said that I restrained her. So
I don't want to restart a scene or do a thing. I just also want to.
That's how we knocked her unconscious. I restrained her, and that won us the scene. And then you were like, "Boosh!"
Boom! Because also like I need things to be thrilling, so I very much just wanted to like take her head and just like direct her to my knee.
I'm with it.
Yeah,
all right.
Absolutely.
Well, now we have an unconscious counselor and contraband painting in our room.
Yes. So, go ahead and discuss a little bit of amongst yourselves about how then you kind of want to deal with these two things.
We also
and whether we go into a new scene or have sort of a transition scene here, we'll sort of determine what you want to do.
We also didn't discuss anything about the most terrible thing that someone has done and why they confessed it.
Right.
In that scene, because it ended very fast.
You can do that now. Yeah, you can do that as part of the do we hide the body?
Yeah. I guess okay. Misty's gonna be like, holy shit. What the fuck are we gonna do with this? I mean, she's still alive. What are we supposed to like if she wakes up, she's gonna tell people, but we can't just kill her, can we? Like, what are we supposed to do?
I mean, Stevie, you remember that thing you told me? Maybe this is the time to tell Misty too.
Yeah. This isn't my first time needing to hide a body. So yeah, I think
a body. So we are talking about Deb in the past tense, deceased.
Well, we don't need to actually like do that physically. I was thinking we could maybe just push her off the cliff.
Yeah, and then if she dies, she dies. It's not our fault that she.
Okay, but what if she lives?
Oh.
The cliffs of this place go down into water. You're basically in kind of an island.
The water killed her.
It would be pretty. She would not have very good chances, you think?
Oh, if only do we have like contraband booze? I would want to like just like fill her with liquor and then like push her off somewhere or like.
This is excellent.
Can you explain based on your things why you might have that?
Yeah, because I'm a fucking cool, thrill-seeking motherfucker, and so I absolutely have like I have like contraband booze that I've like snuck in all these little like I can lift up the floorboards of the dorm that we're in. I've got flasks in there and things like that. So like, I think that what we should do is
poison her with alcohol, throw her into the ocean.
No.
Yes, exactly.
Or okay, so
you guys are so good at planning.
Misty, I get the feeling that you're a little bit nervous about the killing, which is fair. It's a lot. I get it. So we could just pump her full of alcohol, kind of spill it around different parts of her, and then like dump her in the woods until she stumbles in later and nobody believes her because she's a drunken wreck.
I mean,
everybody knows that the contraband, then we have to have moved the contraband because she's going to be like, those girls in room 3C were the ones who had the painting and they bashed my head and they did this. And like, no matter what, they're going to believe her. Like,
right. Remember, that's part of the system that we set up. Yeah. Is they will most likely believe her no matter what she says.
What if we hide the contraband in her room? Like, I can get in there and get out. I'm good at this shit.
But I pull it out and I show it to you again. And this is like the prideful side of me. I'm like, they'll destroy it. Like, look at this.
I mean, that's true.
I have to learn this. I have to learn to be better than this. This is art, I think we kill her. I'm in.
I mean, also,
We
like,
pump her full of alcohol. We throw her
Damn,
over the
Misty.
cliff.
also, like, Misty, remember, she's made our lives hell for 4 years. She's a fucking bitch.
Yeah, she's real bad.
I'm not saying we should just go around indiscriminately killing people, but this isn't indiscriminate.
She and
her cargo shorts need to fucking go.
Yeah.
And just as a little bit of a motivation too. Remember, this is a system that if they find out you did this, very, very, very bad things will happen to all of you, and whether you deserve it or not.
Like, we're already gonna be in trouble, so let's just like fucking go out on the top, guns blazing, push this drunk bitch, because I'm assuming we're still getting her drunk, off the fucking, because then. Yeah, like, so I'm just gonna take my flask and just start like
I grab another one and like
plug her nose, open up her thing, and just like pour it down her
the whole time. I'm going, this feels so wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong. This is wrong. Okay.
Have I ever led you astray before, Misty?
No.
Right? She's so trustworthy. Also, just think of your painting. Like, think you're gonna get to look at this and learn from this because of this. That makes it work, right?
Where are we hiding it in the meantime? What are we? I mean, like, what if someone comes into our room while we're gone? What if, like, we don't know? Like, they could just come into our dorm while we're tossing a body over a cliff.
Can I find a place in our room that's like, because I'm so sneaky, like I know they never search there. I know no one will ever get searched there. It's hard to get to. It's hard to search, and they would never think to look there.
Absolutely, yeah. Tell me where.
If I just said all those things, even if it's not actually like that, it's like that, right?
Yeah. Again, I'm not the DM necessarily. I'm just
remember,
adding.
I've got floorboard slats
like
for my booze, so
Yeah.
Like under the floorboards, like under my bed, under like things that I store under my bed.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Whatever you like.
Cool.
Okay.
So we're gonna stash it there.
Okay. Now we need a plan for getting Deb to the cliffside after curfew. When the whole campus is on high alert.
Is it possible to look at her little wrist thing and know how to, like, would we have any knowledge of it and how it works and what it does? I know we don't have a smart one here, which could have been useful, but like how it works, and to be able to send like an all clear, check the girls' dorms kind of a thing without her being conscious?
Can my MO be that I have stolen and like know the system that the counselors use to communicate with each other?
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, as
like techie.
as like a techie or a hacker kind of thing there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's my MO. It's going
awesome.
on
I
my
like the
permanent
MO.
record. All
Yeah.
right.
So I think that sells out to obsessive. That you can get really lost in the tech and the virtuality of this world if you let yourself.
Okay. Okay. So I take her little wristband.
Okay.
And I hack into it. I hack the mainframe, baby.
You hack into the wristband? Yeah.
Hack the planet.
And first of all, can they use it to, like, do the counselors use this thing to, like, just kind of text message each other? Is it
they
like
can.
a general communication device as well as a work coordination device?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. I first go into like the general communication thing, like the more kind of casual rather than, and see like what the kind of tone of the latest messages has been.
Okay. Yeah. So you look in that. The latest messages have been frantic. Okay. It is all hands on deck trying to find this material. They're saying every counselor toss every single room.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to look through Deb's messages to get a feel for how she texts. Like, does she use abbreviations? Doesn't she? That kind of stuff. And then mimicking her style, I'm going to send something like, this is so stressful. God, I need a break. Moving on from girls' dorm 3, right? Just into that, right? And so, like, kind of setting up, like, yeah, she was drinking because she's, like, stressed out of her mind.
Fucking Deb.
Okay.
All right, you send that. Not too long after you send that, you get a message back from Stu that says, "Gee, camper, you sound kind of out of sorts. I've already set up the happiness coordinator to meet with you tomorrow."
God, I hate Stu.
I'm
Already.
gonna send back.
Like, I like how we get that fucking voice even through the text. Like, gee, Camper.
Camper. Great, Stu. That's all I'll say. And then I'm gonna ignore anything else that comes back. And I go to like the work side of things instead of the like kind of more casual side, and see like, are they talking about locations, like where people are? Have they said like finish sweep of dorm C, finish sweep of dorm, anything like that? As someone who was also an RA and a camp counselor, I can tell you we totally did this as camp counselors and RAs.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. In your area, yeah. So there's a cliff basically right off the backside of your dorm itself. The last 5 floors are Deb's, and you're up in the fourth to last floor. So there is no one above you looking, and or they might be on the very ground, but nothing on top of the roof. And again, there's a cliff right off the back of this.
Okay, so we could get to the roof and toss her off the cliff from the roof.
Yep.
Okay.
Sweet.
All right.
Toss her off the roof is what we're gonna do. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I begrudgingly reattach the wristband to her wrist.
Interesting. Okay.
And then I say it's got to be the roof. And maybe Stevie, you can go first and clear the way because people like you a lot, and make sure that other students and stuff aren't poking their heads out so that we can follow you with. And I gesture at Deb.
Titania, do you feel confident that you can haul Deb?
I'll help.
With your muscles? I know, but
Like, yeah, I can definitely haul her. I've lifted way bigger things before. We're totally good. We got this.
I flex and it's like no muscle. I'm like, I'll help. God.
thanks, Misty.
Thank you.
All right. So
Thank you.
Yeah. So you've completed that, and
Nice.
I think that's a good point to end the scene. So let's start the next scene. I have a suggestion for how the first 5 seconds start, but if someone wants to propose like a question or an authority figure that shows up that you have to deal with, either a question or that.
I'm interested in your suggestion. Also, I'm listening. I'm just stepping away real quick.
Yeah, you're good. I think as you're taking the body next down the hall, Deb's door opens up, and a shirtless Jeff stands there.
Jeff?
Oh, hi, y'all.
Shit.
What you doing?
I thought Stu was Jeff.
Oh, Stu is the director.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Okay. So wait, didn't we send Stevie to go out first?
Right.
Yeah, you sent me to kind of like retcon to do recon.
Yeah.
Stevie, right?
Yeah. So he opens the door to see Stevie. Oh, hey, how y'all doing?
Oh, hey Jeff. It's a little
You see
early to be
Deborah?
hanging. Yeah, it's a little early to be hanging out in the girls' dormitory with your shirt off, isn't it?
Hanging out.
I think. I'm assuming this is the girls' dormitory.
Yeah.
Maybe
I was fixing something.
Sure.
Sink. It was a sink
Yeah.
problem, and I was just doing that.
Sure, yeah, good idea. Maybe you should keep fixing it or head on home. What you think, Jeff?
Yeah, maybe.
Wouldn't want anybody to get the wrong idea.
That sounds like a bit of a threat.
Jeff,
I'm
I
a
would
counselor
never.
too,
Jeff, I would never. Look, okay, so then I'm gonna try and use trusted to be like, listen, Jeff, I have your best interests at heart. Stu's getting a little bit worried about how some of the counselors are interacting with the campers. So just if it got out that you were hanging out in the girls' dormitory with your shirt off, I just feel like maybe that'd be pretty bad. And I'm looking out for your best interests here. And so I'm going to roll trusted if I can. Is that right?
Oh yeah, we're not struggling yet.
Then fuck it. Yeah.
You're just
rolling shit.
trustworthy.
Yeah. I just want to play off
sure.
the Yeah.
Well, I don't see anything wrong with that. That's fine. Maybe not tell anyone that I was here too. Right? Everyone cool with
Jeff,
that?
you know.
He kind of looks down the hall. Everyone okay with that?
I
Jeff,
stick my head out and then pull it back in real fast.
I don't even know who you are. We're totally good.
All right.
Put your shirt back on first.
Oh yeah, good call.
And I wink.
I quickly put my shirt back on when you say that. Oh. I'm kidding.
He just kind of slowly shuts the door to Deb's room. Seemingly clear for the moment.
All right, coast is clear.
Okay, so can we use my sneakiness and my toughness? Can we use both at the same time so it's not a struggle to start sneaky, toughly moving the body?
And I will also be standing in front of Deb's room just in case Jeff sticks his head out again.
Great.
Like, I want to be right there, so.
All right. So you go up the stairs, climbing and dragging the body up the stairs, and you come across the door to the roof. It is locked currently.
Is it a lock that I can hack?
There is a small panel, next to the.
Boop, boop, ba-doop, boop, 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 ba-doop.
Yeah, you start clicking in there, and then all of a sudden, boop, boop, and you see just like two kind of large eyes appear on the little monitor. Only eyes.
Grab Deb's face.
You pulled Deb's face in there? Okay, I think this has to be a struggle, certainly, to figure out what's going on here. So go ahead and roll. Go ahead and give me a roll to stand up real quick there.
What is that though? That's can that be my fatal flaw? I panic.
Sure, absolutely. Your disorder here.
Yeah.
Panic situation. I'll totally do that. Yeah.
Panic under pressure. What is that? Sell out?
Yeah.
Well,
so that would sell out to turning off maybe.
Yeah, and
like you just can't deal at all anymore.
You can't sell out your disorder until you've sold out.
Until everything else has been sold out. Yep.
Okay, so I panic under pressure, and I
you just put the face up in front.
I rolled a 5.
Okay, throw it on the 5 there. All right. On the screen, you hear then the voice of the AI, Freud. Hey there, counselor. I see you're trying to access the roof. It's kind of a bad move so late at night, don't you think? Why don't you go on back to bed? Who'd like to stand up? Oh, I'm sorry. Because I assume one of the things we should do real quick in this struggle. What is your hope to have happen here?
To chuck
Deb off the roof.
Yeah, to get on the roof and chuck her off. Okay, good.
And to have
and then
Freud not
the authority
outside,
struggle is
right?
to not let you on the roof. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can stand up.
Okay.
And do what?
And I'm going to use my optimism to optimistically fake Deb's voice. And say, in my closest Deb impression possible.
What if your MO is that you're really good at mimicking everybody?
That's good.
It could be something.
Have the exploit of we know how to trick
the AI.
We do have that exploit, and you're also sneaky. So part of your sneakiness could be that you're like your MO has been like you're really good at like mimicking everybody's voices in order to like get fuck with people, and we're good at our exploit is that we can trick the AI. So maybe
So in Deb's voice, I'm just gonna go. I just really need some fresh air. This has been so stressful. I just need to get up there and see the sky and breathe a little. It won't be very long.
Now, Deb, we've had some issues with you before, and depression. Is this anything like that?
Depression. I'm sorry. I'll leave.
Can I
take 11.
just be like moving Deb's jaw?
Yeah, you're holding the face, trying to move the jaw.
Puppeting drunk, head bashed in Deb.
Yeah.
Like,
Who'd
no.
like to stand up? It seems to be questioning, yeah.
Rachel, you gotta be in.
I can't, like, if I reveal that I'm there to the AI, then when she throws herself off, the AI is going to be like, yeah, there was some fucking campers with her.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think about.
Can you feed a line? Would that be an acceptable like way to stand up? Feeding a line to
oh, sure, absolutely. Yeah.
Titania to say, like using trusted or something like, oh, a good line to be trusted might be X or whatever.
Right. I think it could just be, you know, maybe I'll tell Titania to be like, listen, you know that whatever the fuck Freud worries a lot about depression and these kinds of things. So, but he also sets the temperature in the dorms to be just slightly too hot and uncomfortable.
Okay.
So maybe just have Deb be like, Freud, you know that it's just too warm in here. We've been looking for this confiscated art. I just need to get some fresh air, and this is the best way to do it by myself.
Beautiful.
Oh, so now I get to roll for that, huh?
Well, you should roll first. I keep forgetting. Yeah.
Son of a fuckhole!
All right.
Oh no! Oh no!
It's because 7's the most commonly rolled number. It's not your fault, Rachel. It's just
Yeah, it's good. So, Rachel, if you would like to sell out, you can turn this failure into a success. But it's up to you.
I was using trusted, right? For that, I could like.
Seemed like it, yeah. Yeah.
Trusted sellout.
Trusted sells out to believers, which is you've drunk a little sip of the Kool-Aid. You now see that in some cases the authority has a point. Doesn't stop me from wanting to take them down, of course.
Yeah.
Which I would still be trusted, right? I would just also sometimes.
You just, are finding yourself slightly more in line with the authority than you.
So it would still be that the authority trusts me, but I would sometimes be like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes horse paintings are really fucking great.
Right.
Maybe
it's
we
not
should
that they
just do
trust,
those all the time.
It's not that they trust the lie. It's that they see a future camp counselor in you.
Oh God!
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
You're slowly turning into Deb.
I'm going to trade in my jean jacket for some cargo shorts. Oh, God.
A girl named Stevie. And how she became Deb. I lost it.
Yeah. All right. I think that I really want us to throw Deb off this fucking roof. So
Okay.
I'm gonna drink the Kool-Aid.
Oof. All right. Trusted sells out. All right.
Believer.
That line then that you fed Titania, you sort of repeat it, and then and Misty, you're making the mouth move to an AI. Somehow that seems to work. That is trustworthy. Well, we have discussed the temperature before. As long as you promise to come back in before it rains. And then you hear it, and then the door is unlocked, and you can go onto the roof. The AI shuts down from the little screen.
I'm going to prop the door open with something, just a little bit, just the tiniest teensy bit, propped open.
Yep, just a small little rock right in sort of the crevice.
So it doesn't. Exactly. So it doesn't shut behind us. Yeah.
All right. Very nice. All right.
I can't believe I fucking sold out already.
What do you do then? You head up on the roof. I might even suggest, Rachel, that the actual act of killing a counselor feels like, oh man, is the authority this bad that we're actually killing someone? Which it is, don't get me wrong. But you're starting to question that. Yeah. So Explain the scene. Finish.
But I still want to get thrills, so I definitely still.
I look to Titania, and I put my hand kind of on her shoulder. Can you do it?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, this has been great. Like, we're all so like awesome, and I can happily throw her to her death.
And I gesture to the cliffside. I brought one of the flasks with me, and I take a swig and I hand it to Titania.
All right.
I'll knock some back and then
hand it to
Stevie.
And I kind of like stick my finger over the top and pretend to take some, but I'm kind of just like, yeah, let's do it, guys. Down with the Deb, right?
And then
down with Deb.
We'll lift her up and push her over the cliffs.
All right. It's dark, so you just hear kind of the whoosh,
do we hear
whoosh of the crashing waves below. You throw it over. You believe you hear a splash down there. It appears Deb is no longer a problem. Well done.
Oh God. Woo. We have to figure out what we're gonna do with that art. They're gonna check our room anyway, because if Deb's the only counselor, I'm like immediate into panic mode already. Like, they're gonna check our room anyway because they know that Deb's the only counselor who like mysteriously died tonight. And like, even if she was depressed, and even if she has this history, and even if she's pumped full of alcohol and has this text message, what if they just decide like it has to be on her halls, and like that's what happened, and she like broke under the pressure, or like, I think, oh God, let's go back to the room.
And my MO be that I like know, like, I'm just like really into like having like one-on-one relationships with people, and so I know like all the places in the camp where you can hide things, or where you can hide as people that nobody else knows about, like totally out of view of the authority. I'm just
let's say you're kind of the authority on contraband. Like this, you sneak stuff in and out all the time for people, and maybe this is even why someone left the painting for you guys, is because they know that about you.
Which is something we haven't even talked about yet, and I think that Misty would probably bring up at this point, is like, also like, what the fuck? Why was that in our room? Like, why was it in our room? Who put it there? Who has access to our room? Why did they choose our room and not someone else's room? Like, why is that fucking in our room?
Breathe.
Yeah. Breathe. And also, like, a lot of people do, like, they just leave stuff in our room all the time for me to hide. It's no biggie. This is just like, you know me.
But who did it?
I don't know. They usually leave a note because they usually want it back. So that's a little weird.
Okay, well, where are we going to
want to find this artist to then work with them and learn from them? Or do we...
You also know that there's going to be a lot of cameras coming on campus very soon, because the minister will be coming.
I know a lot of really great hiding places, y'all, and I don't think that the minister will go to any of them. So... we want to try to hide it, and then you can study it in secret, Misty.
Yeah, I mean, okay. We should probably hide it. The minister is coming tomorrow? 2 days? Tomorrow.
Do we go somewhere like on the grounds that we can hide it? I don't know if we can get anywhere like that. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, we have to. I mean, I think we have to hide it tonight because the cameras will be set up.
Yeah, we should probably do it tonight.
The cameras are probably already set up. Let's be real here. Like, who sets up for an event the morning of the event? Like, the event's set up, right?
Just push the body off the roof.
Titania, why did you say that?
It's like totally okay, right?
Misty's shaking.
Misty, I'm sure they didn't see it. Like, we've got this locked. We're doing so good. You're awesome. And even if we don't got it, you're so pretty. They won't hurt you. It will go fine.
True. Okay.
I'm just gonna like put my arm around Misty and just kind of like try and be a comforting presence.
Okay, so we're going back to the room now?
Yeah.
Okay, we close the door all the way behind us, and I'm very careful to like cover Freud's eyes the whole time, just in case Freud's looking.
Excellent. Yeah.
As long as I can.
Sounds good. All right. Yeah, and you go back to the room. Are you gonna try to hide it tonight?
Is the safest place for it our room right now? Like, I know that I literally just said it's not safe in there, but like,
I mean, they've
moving
never
it seems
found
dangerous too.
Before. But I mean, what if? Oh, no, I'm not going to say that because that's not a very happy thing. We're good. I think everything's okay, and that's a really good spot, and we're fine.
Where it is now?
Yeah, that's a good spot. They've never found anything there before.
Plus, I mean, look at us. Look how great we are. If they fucking find it, we'll be able to deal with it. We're badasses.
What if they
We
test
just
us?
Deb off the fucking roof.
We have to figure out how to lie about this without telling a lie. Do we know
Right.
where Deb went? Yes, we saw her heading to the roof.
And we didn't see her after that. We saw her go to the roof, and then it's real dark. We couldn't see anything.
Smell
It's not
alcohol on her
we-
breath.
Yeah.
We did, yes.
We didn't see where she ended up. Yeah.
We did not see where she ended up. We went to bed after we saw her go to the roof.
Right, so let's go to bed.
Well, after we saw her go to the stairs, we don't know for a fact she went to the roof. We saw her going to the stairs. That's accurate.
Okay.
We saw her. Then we went to bed. That's true too. We did go to bed after we saw her go to the stairs. We don't know where she ended up. We don't know what happened. We do know what happened to her.
Don't say that part. Just we don't know where she ended up.
We don't know where she ended up.
That is true.
Also, we don't know what happened. We didn't see it.
That's true.
We don't actually know. We can't
I didn't
verify.
see what happened to her. How am
Right.
I supposed to know?
So we saw her going towards the stairs. We smelled alcohol on her breath. We don't know where she ended up.
She did toss our room completely before she went.
And
That's
she
a
left
lie.
without
She did toss our room before she went.
She touched our room.
and
left
she left
without finding the painting.
finding the painting. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
She knew where it was, but she didn't find it. So
Mhm.
she left without finding the painting is also true. Okay.
You guys are
Okay.
awesome. I'm so glad you're my roommates. We're so
Group hug?
yeah.
Bring it in.
I love it. All right. You head back to the room. As you pass Deb's door again, it creaks open just a tiny bit. You just kind of see an eye just peek out, and then
I slam it shut in the face of
you hear, "Ow, that hurt."
creep, because I'm the bad one. So I feel like that is consistent. Oh God, that's not good for us though. That's okay. It's fine.
He's a little bit of a loose end, but I mean, he probably doesn't want us telling people that he's wandered around shirtless in a girl's dorm either. So if he knows what's good for him, he'll shut the fuck up.
We can take him to the roof.
Damn.
I mean, we were just going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
The bathroom's down the hall.
Should
So
we go to the bathroom?
we need to go to the fucking bathroom then. Breathe. Breathe. You're fine.
We went to the bathroom.
We went to the bathroom.
We'll also go to the bathroom, obviously.
Sounds good. Yeah, you head to the bathroom, head back to your room. You double check to make sure the painting's still there. It is. And you have a fitful night of sleep.
Barely.
Early the next morning, on a large wall monitor, where they make sort of campus-wide announcements, there is an announcement for the assembly that is called for the minister today. It is going to be just after breakfast. So if you want, you head down to breakfast. And what do you do with the painting in the meantime?
I think we just leave it in that hiding spot because, like I've said, so it's canon. No one's ever found anything there before. So
Very true.
it's safe.
Yeah.
Very
Well,
sneaky.
the first
I'm
part is very, very true. Yeah.
I like how he specified the first part is true. No one's ever found anything there before. I'm not telling you
Yeah.
it's fucking safe.
All right. So you head to breakfast. The other counselors are definitely worried about something. They're really talking to each other. They're checking in with everyone. You see Jeff kind of looking just kind of upset in the corner and confused. And then you see Stu sort of walk in. He just walks on up to the front of breakfast. Hey, campers! Just gonna say here, anyone seen Deb around? She's just supposed to come in today for her happiness coordinator, and happiness coordinator didn't get it there. So just wondering what's going on there with Deb. Anyway, once it's here, just say, hey, let her know Stu's looking for her. Okay? All right. Have a theatrical day. And then he throws something on the ground and a little bit of smoke.
I'm going to go, because now I'm a believer. I'm going to go, woo! And I mean it. I'm like, yeah.
You actually mean it.
Dude, nailed it with that smoke. You guys see that shit? That's
he gives you a wink, like, hey, as he goes by. Not, like a cute thing, just awesome. And then you hear. And then you hear.
Smack her up the side of the head.
Ow, shit.
And then you hear Stu talking with one of the other counselors and saying, well, I think it has to be connected to the contraband. Now, who was Deb? Who was her last search? And they're like looking through it, and they say, well, we have a message that they just got done with 3C.
I said girls' dorm 3.
Girls' dorm 3.
I was very careful not to say our room in specific.
The room, okay, you're good.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it was just the message. Girls' dorm 3 was the last one searched. And they're like, okay, well, what's Deb in charge of? And they're like, well, the top 5 floors. Well, if I were you, I'd certainly find that contraband, because what's gonna happen if the minister shows up and then that pops in? we'll all be chopped into pieces. Okay, we'll see you guys later. Have a theatrical day. And then he moves away. So you and then a lot of those counselors scatter, and it looks like they're going back to check the top 5 floors.
Stevie's gonna start trying to utilize have a theatrical day in her repertoire now. So
excellent.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that you were a believer in this now. All right. So you're everyone then after breakfast is being ushered toward the main grounds where the assembly is going to take place with the minister, Caroline. And as you're going by, you hear you think you hear something on one of the communicators of the counselors, and you're pretty sure it was, I think we found it.
What?
So that just might not I know I'm having trouble putting a positive spin on this, y'all.
Let's act normal until we know, and then we fucking run.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, I don't know
So
where
you-
to go, but yeah.
You go into the main area. All these white chairs have been set up in very nice rows. Lots of different cameras all around the place have been set up. You believe that there's a trailer behind the stage, and that's probably where the minister is. You're not too far from Freud's little building where he does a lot of his stuff. And as you sit down, and a lot of students are just kind of filing in, and you're kind of all scrunched together, and it's hot outside in the sun, you now see probably 5 or 6 counselors scanning the crowd. And then one of them points over to you guys, and then is immediately on their little communicators. You now see probably 5 or 6 different counselors starting to wade through the other students. And now
They're coming towards us?
Yeah, now you see camp security, which is not like Rent-A-Cop. These are heavily armed militia people that are now starting to file in kind of behind
fucking planted
the
it in Deb's
counselors
room.
as well.
Fuck.
With Jeff, though?
I mean, we could have pushed them off the roof too.
What would you guys like to do?
I mean, I said we run.
Right.
How are we going to outrun fucking militia right now?
We're not, but I'm a panicked teenager at an art camp. I think I might run. I think I might bolt.
Wait. Maybe
Okay.
we can lie our way out of it. You guys, what if we, and I'm whispering, what if we just say that we don't know how, wait, that's a fucking lie. Fuck, what's a not lie?
They're starting to close in more.
Yeah, we don't know how it got in our
room,
room, which is
it's literally not a lie.
Deb
was acting weird.
Deb knew it was there.
Deb knew it was there and was acting weird, so we thought, or Deb just knew it was there, so we thought she'd deal with it. Or, well, we didn't think that because we...
No, we did. And
we did. We thought
okay, yep, I love it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, so we just sit there.
So we don't know how it got there. Deb knew it was there. We had assumed that she would deal with it.
Yes.
Or we thought that she would deal with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the counselors has reached you, grabs your arm, Stevie.
Hey!
Turns you around. It's Jeff. And he leans in really
Jeff?
quickly. I hid it in the trailer behind the stage. And then he turns around and is pointing like, I got him. And he like lets go of you.
What? Then why are we? If you hit it, why are you taking us in?
They're coming for you.
How?
You don't
Why?
have much time. Don't have much time. They know you have it. That you had it.
How?
And he's pointing over here. And then he just says, go.
I run, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know if we trust him, but we're teenagers, so...
I would also... I feel
older
like
boy.
I would slap Jeff on the ass as I ran away.
All right, he slapped Jeff on the He goes, oh. All right, immediately.
And then we want to head to the trailer behind the stage, right? Or do we not want to pick it up? Because you wanted to get it, I thought. Oh, no, we just want to fucking go. It's fine.
I think we need to wait until there's not heat on us to pick it up.
And then I should know how to get to it, because I'm the sneaky.
So we've got to find a place to hide.
Yeah, so what's your hope here? You're going to find a place to hide on the ground?
Yeah. Find a place to hide on the grounds, yes.
Is that it?
Or, so I'm going to...
Cool.
Can
All
I,
right,
like,
their goal is to catch you and detain you.
Yeah, I'm going to trip Jeff. I'm going to slap him on the ass. I'm going to whisper, sorry, and I'm going to trip him to try and make it look like
he falls down.
And I kind of stops. Like,
he falls onto one of the... Yeah.
Okay.
He falls on one of the white chairs. Oh, they got me. All right, so they're going to try to capture you and detain you, and you are going to try to hide. Who'd like to stand up to get to that goal?
The sneaky one?
Yeah, I can stand up.
It's an 8. All right.
Yep.
What are you doing?
I am fucking bucking it, and I'm taking them not directly to one of the really good hiding spots that I go with other people, but like I'm taking them like kind of like perpendicular, no, fucking parallel to that, and then we'll dart in when we think we've lost them.
Okay. All right. So you turn around a corner, ready to immediately go to one of the hiding spots that you kind of know about, but isn't like your super secret one. As soon as you turn around the corner, Stu is there making out with a student. He goes, campers, what are you doing? What's everyone? Just checking to make sure her truth lozenge was okay. What are we doing?
I stand up and use my techie, and I snap a photo of him kissing the student before he breaks away from her.
Okay, yeah, I had 7 for that, and then you use your techie to snap a photo. Go ahead and roll. Is it a 7? It's an 8. You win.
I hold the photo up, and
I keep failing.
Don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
All right.
Gift horse in the mouth.
Yeah.
Beautifully painted. And
I have something I want to say after.
Stevie would love the horse, actually. She believes in the horse painting. I hold up the photo, and I'm like backing away so I'm out of reach, and I say, if you don't get them off our trail right now, I'm posting this everywhere. And I point at Titania and I say, get us to your hiding spot. And I like look at Stu and like wait for him to like nod.
He nods, moves ahead of you just a little bit. As a couple counselors start to round the corner, he goes, "They went that way. I saw them. They went that way toward the happiness center." And then and then they all rush that way, and then you see a line of militia as well rushing that way, and you're all in that little hiding spot in the back corner. And there's this 18-year-old girl there, just kind of like.
Thank you for making her 18 at least.
I got you.
So bad, but you know. I will say, right as we run away, I do just want to yell, "Have a theatrical day, Stu!"
He just kind of shakes his head and is just like, oh, and she tries to talk to him and he just waves her away, and you see him kind of disappear. But you think that actually, yeah, that 100% succeeded, and they are off your trail right now.
Yay!
Oh God. Okay. I'm so glad getting us these back-to-back like rolls.
Right.
So we don't have to
That was awesome. Yeah, that was a real quick struggle.
Yeah, that
Good
first
job.
one where it was like every single roll could have been anything. It was like, oh God, what's the next?
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. All right. So the you think that they are just looking everywhere for you, but not where you guys are currently. You have a decent ability to get to the trailer if you want, because you don't see a lot of people between you and there. But again, it's kind of whatever you guys want to do.
I feel like I would go for it because I'm all about like the thrill. Like, the rush of danger, definitely. Like stick behind and get it. And plus, I also like want to look cool to Misty. That like I could tell that this painting was important as fuck to her to preserve, and I want to be like, yeah, man, like I got this.
Okay.
So
well, this is going to be scene 5 then.
Okay.
So what question do you want to have happen, or what authority figure?
It could be, why am I the one you trust the most? And it could be about like, I want to go and do it and you don't.
And you talk her into it? Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Or like, you know, I kind of remind, like you were able to remind yourself of why you trust me more than anybody else.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is just a scene that's not a conflict, right? So it's just like
the larger scene, yeah. There will be some conflict in the scene eventually, but
okay.
Until then. So someone describe kind of the first 5 seconds, what starts to happen here. I assume you guys kind of make it to the trailer. If you wanted to do that.
Yeah, well, I guess, are we going straight to the trailer? Is the scene starting before we get to the trailer?
You can start kind of wherever you want, yeah.
Yeah.
Whoever suggests it.
Rachel, did you have a thought on first 5 seconds?
So I would say, like, I guess like as we're kind of alone and going to be at the trailer, I would say like, I don't know what the fuck's going on with Jeff, but I'm gonna trust him, and I think I'm gonna run and go get the thing from the trailer. So, you guys cool with that? And then I don't know if you'd want to not be cool with it, and then have to convince yourself, or.
I think like Misty's prideful side, like coming off of like getting the photo and getting Stu to do what she wanted like right away, is kind of strong here. And your suggestion of going straight for the painting, I don't think she would fight you on this. I think she would be really grateful to you. And so yeah, I think like in that moment she's just going to be like.
So then how would this fit into my question to you?
Well, yeah, that's where I was going. Is I was going to say like I think she would just be like, sorry. You always have the best ideas. Like it's always like you just come up with this stuff and like, let's go. This is obviously brilliant. Like we have the time, let's do it. And like, just kind of like leaning into yeah. And I think that, yeah, we can play with that more, but yes, I think I would be with you on that.
Yeah. Then Stevie would absolutely start running backwards, but like horns up, tongue out, like, yeah.
Yeah. I think that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very Rachel in high school, you know, it's fine. I definitely didn't wear a lot of Slipknot t-shirts and baggy pants, so, you know. Yeah. So that,
all right.
So to the trailer.
So to the trailer, all right.
Just me though, I think, right? Or are you guys all going with me?
I thought we were
I
all
think we should stick together. So, okay, give us a little bit of a layout in our heads of like, the trailer is where compared to where the search parties are compared to where we want to hide.
Right. Search parties basically aren't in this area behind the stage. This has been cordoned off basically for the minister, Caroline. And what was her last name? Caroline.
Capers.
Yeah, Ms. Capers. All right. So Ms. Capers is in the trailer, probably. And there's a little bit of like stage security and security for her. But the militia and the counselors are looking they've now gone back almost to the dorm room of yours. So they're all heading in that
in the trailer or under the trailer. I just want to make
sure.
Fucking Jeff.
Okay. Why was it Deb mixed up with Jeff? If Jeff is cool.
Like, why was she acting like she like didn't think he liked her? Like, why was he in her room? If
maybe he put it in our room in the first place.
Maybe Deb was the painter.
Deb, so that he could get close to us without being suspicious.
Because he knew we were cool.
Like, is he cool? Is this a trap or is he cool?
I don't know. I don't trust any of those fuckers. Let's be real.
Right?
And like this could be a setup. Like, isn't the minister supposed to be around here somewhere? Like, what if she finds us with this? That's worse.
So should we just actually fucking leave and come back for it?
I think we need it.
Okay.
We can't abandon it. All right, to the trailer.
Well, how about
the
this?
Trailer has the minister in it, right? Isn't that what you said?
Yeah, probably. As you're going to the trailer,
How
about
did
this?
Jeff hide it in there?
Good question. As you're going to the trailer, you see the trailer door open, and immediately, just kind of a hand is waving someone inside, and for just a split second you think it's you, but then two security guards run inside, and they come running out with what you think might be the painting, and then they throw a tarp over it.
Like, and just leave it, or?
No, they're carrying it somewhere, it seems like. And then very soon after that, the minister walks out, just shaking her head. What would you like to do?
We gotta follow.
Yeah, let's follow them and see where they put it, and then we can get it, right?
All right, they take it to the back of the stage. And then if you get close enough, you're able to kind of hear someone say something about gasoline. And then let's make an example.
Okay. Was that the guards?
Yeah. And then you see some of the security guards, they're leaving it with like a stagehand, basically, in the back.
Is the stagehand dressed in like school uniform?
They're a camper, yeah.
A camper.
Okay,
so I adjust my skirt so that it's perfect length, and I button the top button on my blouse, and I pull my hair into a regulation bun, and I approach the stagehand. The security guard.
Yeah, so there's just one person there now. Nobody else is
right
around.
Now, there's
stage.
Yeah,
you're just the stagehand who is a camper.
Yeah, you're kind of like looking around. You don't.
What is our relationship with this camper? We have to have some kind of interaction with them at some point,
I was thinking
no, it's fine.
Yeah, they're a much younger student. And they're definitely in the theater side of things. And this seems to be, this is probably one of their first kind of gigs. Yeah, and stuff. But they're like with a little clipboard and stuff, and they're watching over it. And you do all that, and you're about to go up to the painting, and then you hear, "Motherfuckers!" And you turn, and a very wet-looking Deb is now bolting straight toward you with like 3 militia behind her. So let's have a struggle here.
Holy shit! You told us Deb would die, Andy.
I said you were pretty sure she'd die. Yeah.
I'm such a dick.
This is the scene. This scene, by the way, is called "We're Fucked."
Oh,
just so we know the structure of what's happening. God
damn son of a bitch! Fuck.
The goal of Deb and the militia are going to be to restrain and take you all away. And what is your hope in this?
To get the painting and escape.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have an idea of what I want to do. And I would just yell, "Run!" And I would shove the kid.
Yeah.
Oh, can I not do this?
Yeah, no, I'm just thinking. One more tiny piece of something that you hear is as you're approaching, you hear that kid go, "We're rolling." Okay.
So I would shove the kid towards the militia while also trying to I want to actively rip the painting and tarp out. So you can tell me if this is too many actions. And I want to just
I'm sorry. Actually, before you describe it, roll first, just to get in the practice of that.
So I'm assuming this would be thrills.
You can't. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you can't fail the first roll.
Thank fucking God. That's a 10.
What if it was like a
10.
7 and we know that you're taking a 7 on your first move?
I have to take something else than a 7, and you guys have a much better advantage. Yeah.
That would be really nice.
Okay, so basically I want to, and you can tell me if it's too many moves, but I basically want to be able to grab the painting and tarp and throw the tarp towards the militia / Deb running towards us to fuck up their ability to see us or tangle, have them kind of,
Yeah, all right.
run into it and fall over and stuff too. Yeah, so.
Yeah, absolutely. So you do that, you throw that, and you just hear a screaming Deb. And she grabs the tarp and is just rolling and is tangled up in it. She's just wrathful and furious. And you can see her under the tarp going like this. But she's taken the tarp down so that now the militia are coming at you. And one of them fires just like a rubber bullet and just kind of bounces off the stage kind of rigging and stuff. What is it? Who'd like to stand up?
That was my turn.
Stand up.
I've got the painting though, right?
You have the painting in your hand. Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I can stand up. I don't know what
Okay.
I mean, but
Yeah,
I can
roll.
stand up.
I love this
Hey, we
mechanic.
win!
Oh no way! You got a
I
10.
love this.
Whatever I'm doing, we win!
Everybody let me win. I love it.
You facilitated wins multiple times
Yes.
at this point.
So what I should do
Right,
is just
so-
roll at the beginning, so I can't fail.
So one of the tiny little mechanics that was a little more advanced, but I think we're ready for, is when you succeed on something Rachel rolled, it's your character learning something from Rachel's that then lets you win this scene. So
Okay,
Rachel, what are your
nice.
characteristics again that we might be able to bounce off of for Lena?
Cool, thrills, trusted, and then
Your MO?
my MO is that I know everything. I know all the rumors
All
and
the
all that
rumors
shit.
and stuff.
I don't
Cool.
have a disorder yet.
Yeah, so you can use any of those maybe that you kind of learn from that character to win.
He was cool because Stevie looked so fucking cool throwing
Okay.
that tarp at them and making Deb fall, and it was hilarious.
Yeah.
And so I'm just gonna kind of copy Stevie and is there a tower of chairs stacked? Let's go. If there's a tower of the chairs stacked that they didn't put them out, I'm just gonna, real cool and casual, shove those down on top of Deb and the militia.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I love it. So just this large tower of chairs, and they're getting all caught up in this. And you hear then a voice coming from kind of near the stage. What is the meaning of this? Why have you done such a thing to your own camp? And it's Caroline Capers.
I'm going to run. Can I see?
Didn't we
Deb?
succeed? Can't we fucking
You
bolt?
absolutely did. Yep, you
Yeah.
succeeded.
So
They
we
have not.
Sorry. So
You
that
have
means we
the
get the
painting?
art and we get away. Those
Yeah.
were because that was our
and you
hopes,
can
right?
get away.
Okay, just wanted
Yeah,
to make sure.
they are not able to get you guys.
Okay, so can I see Deb's arm like sticking out from under the pile of things of chairs?
You see the tarp rolling around and stuff. Sure.
Okay.
And maybe an arm sticks out. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna take the wristband off of her arm
Okay.
as we're
You
running
just hear
by.
motherfucker.
I might also, having learned something from Stevie, kick her a little in the face to shut her up.
Okay.
And then
I kill you, bitches.
wait, is she wrapped up in the tarp?
Kinda, yeah.
I'm gonna pause as we're running and be like, should we toss her into the ocean in the tarp this time? Why doesn't Deb die?
Seriously.
Just fucking Michael Myers. That's why.
And then I'm going to like pull the tarp down so she can see my face, and I'm gonna be like, what was it? Happy. What was Stu's? What did Stu say that he had?
have a
theatrical
theatrical
day.
day.
No.
Okay.
Would be really good, but no.
Happy
Stu
campers.
said that he was going to. He wanted her to report into the whatever.
Happiness coordinator.
Yes, I'll be
right.
like, the happiness coordinator is waiting for you, and then I'll put the thing back up over her face and
love
like
it.
pull it really tight so maybe she chokes a little, and then keep running.
Okay. So I think then we move into this
Oh,
is
it's
like the
Night
climactic.
of the Living Deb. That's really good.
Yeah, that's really good.
That's really good. Thanks, Chelsea.
This is kind of the climactic scene of this episode now. It is scene 6, who wins? You don't think you can go back to your dorm. You think they know you. You think that they know you are in possession of this. They are very worried that the minister is here and cameras are currently rolling. What major, how do you going to try to resolve this first episode here?
Since I know like everything on I'm picturing this as an island. I don't know why. Anyway, on the island.
I like it. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Since I know like everything on the island, it's like Lord of the Flies shit. Maybe I like know that there's actually there's like a cabin that's not associated with the camp, and like people have like lived there and been in the resistance and often get caught but not at the cabin, and so maybe the goal is to take us there.
Absolutely right.
The cabin of resistance.
There might be some, just a few of the natives that have stuck around on the island before the camp sort of took it basically entirely over. They've lived real deep in the woods. You know where this place is. You've heard rumors at least. So you're gonna try to get there and away from all of this hoopla, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. Very good. Very good. So you make your way through the woods. You don't believe you're being followed at the moment. You come across a cabin, and there is someone inside. You kind of thought in the back of your head this might be abandoned, but you do hear someone kind of rustling around.
I would like stick my head in the window and try and look and see who it was.
Okay. You see this little sort of dark-skinned girl right now, just kind of eating some breakfast, and her mom is kind of looking over maybe a little drawing that she was doing, a colorful drawing and stuff.
Is it good art?
And then kind of her mom and the girl
What kind of
look
art
up
is
at
it?
what kind of you can't tell. It's just crayon at the moment.
But that's like an act of resistance, right? Doing art that's not sanctioned is resistance.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Yeah.
I would knock on the door.
Okay. Yeah,
I would
they kind of see you peering in the window, and you just go back down and walk over and knock on the door. The mother, yes, can I help you?
Hi.
Hi.
May we come in? We're campers over at the.
Oh. No, I'm sorry. No campers. Nothing.
No,
And she shuts the door.
we're.
They're gonna
please.
kill us.
They're gonna
Maybe?
kill us.
And I
I
hold
take
up
out the art.
Yeah.
I take out the art and I show it to her.
You okay, so as you're sort of as she shuts the door and you hear you just kind of hear her say no, nothing to do with campers. You then hear voices in the woods and dogs.
Oh, I think they went this way. Oh, what if they went that way?
I'm gonna say, please, do you have a cellar? They're gonna kill us.
Do you show him the painting?
I do, yeah, for sure.
She opens the door again very slowly. That's yeah, I'm sorry. Come on in.
Do you know what this painting is? Because
Questions later, Misty.
Okay, you're right. They might kill us. And also, we think there's dogs tracking us, and we might have led them straight to you.
Sorry.
Oh, that's very bad. Please, So under the floorboards, Janet and the little girl comes over and she starts ripping up the floorboards, kind of like this has happened before. Like they know what to do here. And there's a little underneath ground. There's a little space that all three of you can fit. There's even a bedroll, a blanket, and stuff down there. And then you dip down and the floorboards are put back on top, and you hear a please don't make any noise or anything.
And as we're down there, I just hand the painting over to Misty because I know that she wants to. I know that she would like to hold it.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right. You hear from your hiding place then. You hear the poof, 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 poof on the door, and she actually she would have put the little girl down there with you. She would have hit the little girl too with you. So there's 4 of you down there. And then she opens the door. Yes. And then you just hear like boots running inside, kind of clamping all around on the area, tossing things over, and then it sounds like they've kind of grabbed her, and she goes, "Don't put your hands on me! Don't!" And does anyone want to stand up?
She told us to be quiet. I feel like it would be disrespectful to not listen to her.
It's up to you.
I look at the little girl to try to gauge if this, like, because this seems to have happened before. Is the little girl reacting the same, like, calmly enough that she seems to think this is normal for what normally happens?
She seems pretty freaked out, and she's kind of rocking back and forth. And then as you sort of lean in to kind of maybe talk to her or something, she starts, like, kind of tracing lines on the painting and stuff, and her hand just very fluidly, almost not even looking at it. But she seems pretty freaked out about it.
I would.
You now hear dogs entering the place, and you're pretty sure, left to their own devices, they'll be able to sniff you out.
How many people did we hear up at the top? Up above us?
You heard at least 4 or 5, probably. Heavy boots, too. Might be the militia. You couldn't see very well.
Can I, like, pull out the jerky that I always keep in my pocket, because, you know, and just, like, stick it up between the floorboards and make it seem like that's what the dogs are going after?
Yes, if you can tell me what the jerky has to do with one of your characteristics.
Because I'm cool, and I always got snacks on me when anybody needs. It's always like, oh, yeah, came prepared. You want some liquor? You want some jerky?
Yeah.
You want some
That's
M&Ms?
Yeah. I love it. So,
Just gonna try and, like...
Okay. So why don't we start a struggle?
Okay. Good, I'll roll first.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll
7.
first, Rachel, to see what your jerky gambit is gonna do.
9.
Also, like,
Okay.
what is our goal?
Our goal, I would say, is to convince them that the dogs have found nothing here and they need to look elsewhere.
Yeah, to get them all to leave without killing the mob.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm like, I guess, like, it seems like it's very possible our goal shifts midway through this interaction to we save the mother's life, right?
Right,
Because,
but I also don't feel prepared right now to fight dogs and militia. So my goal
but,
is
like, yeah, but like,
my goal
do we
is that they
surrender to save her life if that's our goal, though.
well we can just see when the time comes. Like that's
But
not
Sure, yeah.
I
I'll
feel
let
like that's not
that can-
consistent with the goal thing, though. Like if the goal, but yeah, okay. I yes, we can.
If you want to shift the goal a little bit, depending on what happens during the scene, that's cool.
okay.
Right now, the goal being maybe more generally stated, we want them to
Convince them to leave
Yeah.
without
Right.
any of us.
leave. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So broadening the goal just a little bit might be good. All right. So what do you do with the jerky?
I just kind of like through the floorboards, just kind of like I'm
just,
like
stick
able to
it
see
up
a little
to the
bit and just like and just stick it out. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you stick it kind of up through the floorboard. You just you see a dog, and then like a couple dogs are kind of fighting over it, and they're barking. And then you hear a couple, jackbooted thugs come in, like, oh, Samson, get off him. And they're sort of looking around. They're now sort of knocking on the wood to see if there might be any sort of hollow places on the floor. And that's with my 7 there. So
I'm gonna
who would
use
like to...
I'm gonna stand up.
Okay.
Hey!
Oh my god, you guys!
Yes.
Sorry if
beautiful.
we're ruining the
Okay,
scene.
so
Not at all.
Rachel
No,
needs
this is
to go
great.
first every time.
This is great.
and
The
then,
struggles are just so fast. It's hilarious. All right. You rolled
At
8,
least it
8,
wasn't a
10, 10,
7.
9, 9. That's brilliant.
Insane.
Okay, so again, Lena, using kind of one of Rachel's traits or tricks or something, what have you sort of learned from them that this might? And what was the question of the scene again?
The goal of the scene was to get them all.
Oh,
to
we
leave
didn't have a
without
question. It
killing
was just
I think
the
the introduction of authority figures was the militia.
Yeah, I think the
Okay.
introduction to the
Right.
the jackbooted thugs here. Yeah.
jackbooted thugs. I'm
so-
cool, thrills, and trusted, and rumors.
I'm gonna can I use Stevie's rumor skill to be like, I heard a rumor once that the dogs are trained in a really weird way, so if you just whistle silently, it gets them to just fucking go, leave, they heard a different thing.
Nice.
Oh, I love it. Yes, that's
yeah, like that's
awesome.
like the reset you're
Yeah.
no longer tracking that
Right.
sense.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Cool.
Yeah. And so you heard that, and then you certainly are able to whistle like that. Immediately the dogs and start running away. Probably 30 seconds pass, and then the woman comes in, rips up the boards. Oh my god, is everyone okay?
Are you okay?
was
That sounded
close.
awful.
They come in and rough us up every once in a while. They're fine.
Why?
They don't like us living here.
Fuck them.
Right? Yeah. Is everyone okay? Come on, out of there. You're fine.
Did your daughter make this? And I hold the painting up and I look at the little girl.
The little girl nods.
This
She
is
said, "Well,
amazing.
Is it good? We gave it to... There's a counselor that we really trusted. Nice boy.
Jeff.
He comes over here to swim. We give it to him to see if he might know if it's good or not.
So he put it in my room because he knows about me hiding everything. He put it in our room because of legit he was just trying to act like one of the fucking
Yeah. He wanted us to hide it and we didn't.
Yeah.
I mean, we thought it was safe and it wasn't. It's so good. It's amazing. It's unlike anything I've ever seen before. And
Oh, well, what do we do with it?
there's people have to know that art like this is possible. That's what we do with it. We distribute it. We find a way to recreate.
Are we gonna start a zine?
Yeah. I don't know. People should know.
Yeah.
How can they know? I mean, you are welcome to take it if you want to.
You need to understand, first and foremost, that while this art is amazing, it is contraband. It is deemed horrible by the art minister, who's literally at the camp. Like, they were willing to kill us over having it. So it is amazing, but it is revolutionary. It's not something that you can just have in public right now.
Can you take it? Can you? I can't be. They're not gonna. They already are looking for a way to kick me off, my land. I can't. Can you just take it and do something good with it?
If you'll let us have it.
Well, please. If it's as good as you say, it would.
What's your daughter's name?
Well, this is the
Janet.
girl
Janet.
Talking to us, or
no?
She's not said anything.
She doesn't say anything. Okay, she hasn't said anything. I thought we were talking to her. I was like,
oh no, sorry.
I feel like I would squat next to Janet and be like, Janet, do you make artwork like this often?
She nods her head.
Do you like making art?
She'll grab your hand and she'll kind of take you back to her. Not even a room. It's just a corner with like a sheet drawn in front of it, and she pulls it back, and there is 12 other pieces.
Lisa's eyes just
as beautiful and as rare and as wonderful as this thing that you have in your hands.
Janet, you're a fucking badass.
This is incredible, Janet. This is. I think it doesn't matter. I mean, they know about this one, and I hold it up. So having it would for sure be bad, but it's not like they're going to look at this and look any more kindly on it than. I don't want to take these. They're yours.
She can make many more if you want to take them with you, please.
We can't just take. I mean, Janet deserves to be paid and adored and put in museums. This isn't fair for us to just take your things from your home.
But they're allowing us to start this revolution. Janet can help light the flame and then can be a part of it. Like, she's a child. She can't fight this revolution right now. We need to help fight it for her sake, and then be able to lift her up later.
And she can fight the revolution by making the art. She can change the world with this. She can make it safe for herself to make art. We'll just distribute it.
That's very sweet. We don't need money. We're decently happy just with our little spot here. Look, I can see the beach from my house. How many people can say that?
The jackbooted thugs only come every once in a while.
Only every once in a while. And but I understand what you're saying. You are welcome.
Janet can be the spark, and we can be the conduit for this change. We don't want to put her in danger. We don't want to take away. But right now, honoring her as an artist is trying to change the world to accept her art before we worry about anything else. I feel like that is the biggest step.
Do you need a boat? I've been fixing up an old boat. It's just back here behind some of the palms. If you wanted to take it and go, I know that would mean leaving your camp.
Yeah, no, fuck that place.
Well, okay.
We can't go back there. Deb would. Are you kidding?
We do have photocopiers.
By the way, I'm just going to double check that the GPS is disabled on my wristband that I stole from Deb.
Good idea.
I disabled it a long time ago for sure.
Right on. Cool,
Yeah.
cool, cool.
Yeah.
Like, while we were running, because you're such a good hacker. You
because I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Obviously, I would not have left
love it.
and also just kind of check and see like what's happening on the chatter.
Just look real quick at the chatter. It's just extreme. The minister has refused to go on. We've shut all the cameras down in case they try to get on stage. We are just leaving everything. This has been a horrible moment for the camp. Like, we need to find them, shoot first, ask questions later.
Wait, was this
Message
a live
Stu.
broadcast?
It was going to be from them.
It was
from
going
the,
to be.
the stage.
What if
Yeah.
we go back and just turn the fucking cameras on?
With
Like,
the
everybody
people.
tunes into the minister's broadcasts.
This is.
Yeah, did you
mean,
hear the part about shoot first and ask questions later? I'm just double checking.
Very sneaky and
That we
very
heard-
tough.
Yeah, I'm also very bullet vulnerable.
It's okay. Hey, we got this. We've done so good so far, and I know this probably isn't the time for
Have
hopeless
we?
optimism, but we've done great. We didn't even kill
love-
anybody.
like,
And
if we
I
go
mean,
back
is
to
the camp totally wrong in the first place? I mean, they've taught us a lot of good things as well.
The believer.
Stevie, what have you taught us?
I
that's good?
smack Stevie again.
Every week
I mean,
I go in
paint
there and
some
they tell me I'm not
bomb-ass
good enough.
horses now.
Every week they tell me I'm not good enough and I'll never be anything, and I'm too big and too loud, and none of that is what I want to hear. It's been 4 years of hell of trying to conform and twist myself to fit what they want. What have they done that's good for us?
Okay, here's an in-character. Okay, two over-the-table thoughts. One that's about game mechanics and one that's about like table talk about the game. Table mechanics, if we go back to the camp,
Yeah.
every single conflict resolution map is going to be authority goal, kill them. Every single one, which means we fail a single conflict and we're dead.
Yeah,
But it's also the quickest way to distribute the art.
It is.
right.
I think you're
And
right.
mechanically, remember, you still have a lot of things you have not
Sellouts
sold out
and-
to.
yes,
You-
yeah.
We
yeah.
have a lot.
Yes.
We can
Yeah.
just
You've done very
sell
well.
out by the time we
Yeah.
distribute the art.
Yes. Okay.
But
the
I also,
other,
sorry.
the other over the table thing that I just want to flag is like, I just worry about like the white savior trope of like, we come in, we take this little girl's art and we like liberate her. Right, by like being like, and now the world sees her arts and like believes that art can be better and it's like for her, right? And like it's like that taking her things and using her as like, and so like there's part of me that like wants to like find a different solution that isn't taking her art,
Yeah.
And just like using it for the revolution, because like we're just kind of using her as a tool of the revolution now.
You could ask to try to get them off the island, and get them to a place.
But also, I think it's okay to accept the fact that that like, I mean, as part of a revolution, not everybody is like, how could we possibly have Janet be a part of it in a way that's not utilizing
This
her?
isn't, yeah, well, Janet didn't ask to be part of a revolution. Janet just made some paintings, right? We
But the mom
came
said
in-
we could use it.
I know that.
Well, then and then it's a
I
mom.
think I just have an
And then it's a
ideologically
Justin
different view
Bieber.
of this than you do. Like, your hangups are not my hangups here.
Right. Well, I'm like,
And then it might
that's
be a
what I'm
Justin
saying.
Bieber thing too.
But also,
It's-
like,
it's just-
can the mom give permission for Janet's art? Like, yeah, she's a kid, but kids have autonomy, right? And
I mean,
Janet could also give permission, but would be accepted from a child. Or
like
she hasn't.
we're also talking about, I think, Andy, like you said, like this is their home, right?
Mhm.
And they
That
didn't
has
sound
been
like they wanted to
colonized for
be.
the sake of the camp, and now like to use indigenous art to like liberate the colonizer world.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like the solution here is not like use indigenous art to liberate people, right? So much as
I
like,
hadn't gotten that they were indigenous. I just had assumed that they lived here before that. So if that was the thing, that wasn't my takeaway from it. So I could
Right,
have
you
missed
guys
that. My
wouldn't
idea was
know
just that they
from-
lived here
Yeah.
before, like that they were just people that lived on this island before the camp moved in. But I could be wrong.
Right. I mean, and this is probably hundreds and hundreds of years in the future. The idea of indigenous people has probably shifted 5 times on this island since then. Yeah, I mean, take it however you'd like. Yeah.
Okay.
We can, it's a history that is not in my mind. So if you want to rewrite the history, however you like is good.
Okay. I think one thing, maybe in character then, what I'm not saying we leave the art here because if you, what's Janet's mom's name? Did we ever find out?
No.
What's your name? Sorry. Hi.
Kim.
I'm Misty.
Kim.
Hi, Kim. Misty, Titania, Stevie, Janet, Kim. We can take the art if you're worried. We can take you with us if you want to leave. I don't know. It's up to you. But I also wonder, like, even if we take the art, like, what if, we're artists. We have ideas. What if, we include a piece of Janet's in the zine that Stevie's talking about, but we also make new things ourselves. Like, we can like forge new paths of art now that we've kind of like learned, like seen the things that Janet can just do. Like, we can do that too, right? Like, just completely new things instead of it having to be like we make just all of Janet's art into like a, like this.
My initial idea is that we need to chip away at the foundations. It can't just be a big giant explosion to take down a massive authority. It needs to be like a chip away kind of a thing, and then there could be a big massive explosion once we've chipped away at things, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you think people would change the way they think if they saw her art?
I did.
Art shapes the way people think, right? It's so important in our world. And
that's why they have us draw horses 7 hours a day.
They're really obsessed with horses.
I pull out a folded up horse paper and I'm like, I did this one. Pretty sweet.
Hold on. Let me talk to Janet for a second. And she kind of leans down and listen, how important is this to you? Would you want other people to see this? I know you can't speak, but is this a way to like let people know what is on the inside for you? And is that important enough to visit the mainland and come back here another time? And you see Janet kind of scratching her head a little bit and she then very thoughtfully kind of nods. And then Kim stands up. If you could get me and her to a place where people could see her stuff, that sounds worth it to me. But we need help. We don't know the world out there.
There has to be more people like Janet. There have to be more people that are making great artwork that are hiding it. And I think that if we can find it and share it with the world to show them that not only is the art that is produced by the camp and those things, not only is that great, but also there is other great artwork around.
Give us a chance. Help us show this. It's we don't know this world. This is sort of your world. If you can help us just show people what this is, it sounds like it would make a big difference. And Janet's just nodding up and down.
All right. Then we get to the mainland and we find other people doing this work and we work together every step of the way.
And we do that in how many scenes?
We'll figure it out.
Well, we do have another episode.
I will suggest really quickly to Misty to maybe if you can, without being traced, send a thing on your wrist thing to Stu and being like, basically, blackmailing him and saying, get the heat off us and your secret stays safe with me, kind of a thing if you want. Or fucking picture anyway. Fuck them.
Yeah. I will email the photo to him in that message and be like, I have backed up copies on many devices. Keep the heat off of us, or it goes public.
And then sign it, have a theatrical day.
Yeah. I'm going to add in there like I think like a little threat in there about like while I was in, because he doesn't know, while I was in Caroline's trailer, got her personal number.
Oh, nice.
Very nice.
Which is a total fucking lie.
As you're like forming this out, Janet and Kim have gotten a few of their things and started to put it in the boat. And they said, I don't know how to pilot this, but it's fixed. I can fix an engine. I just don't know exactly how to drive it. Huh?
Is it just like like a motorboat or?
Right. Yeah. It's fairly simple. It's
Don't worry, Stevie's cool. She knows how to drive.
I'm sure someone knows how to drive boat. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm cool. I know how to do all these kinds of things.
Yeah. So then, as you're walking to the boat and you're typing this out, and you're just feeling so proud of yourself.
Oh God, Andy,
for just doing this, and Stu, you get a message back, and it says, "Or I could just destroy you completely and leave a crater." And then boop 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 starts lighting up, and the tracker on the wristband is now activated again.
I toss it in the water.
All right, you toss it in the water. That's okay. So let's go ahead and start a struggle here.
Oh God, I didn't mean it. I thought we were done. I don't know why I thought we were done.
Andy, this was the final scene.
This was the final scene. Yeah, there's a struggle in every scene. All right. So our struggle is all right, so our struggle is you want to make it off of this island without blowing up at this point. And it seems they have other ideas about that. Who would like to stand up to try to get off this island?
I'm going to stand up. Okay. And I'm going to do all the... Sorry if somebody else wants to go first.
Go for it.
I'm going to stand up and I'm going to do all the cool things that I know to like start the boat and get it like going and like do cool like peel out in the...
All right, yeah. I mean, it's a
It's gonna look real fucking cool. It's gonna be like
right on. Yeah, you slide around. Cool. Yeah, roll.
7.
6.
Okay, 6. I was like, oh no, 7. All right. You see, emerging as you're now, all of you are in the boat, and you're coming away from the tree line just a little bit. There is a what looks to be like a drone now, kind of taking off. It's black and yellow, the colors of the camp, and it's a very large drone, but it's very small in the distance. But it is coming, it seems, for you.
Cool.
Who'd like to stand up?
I will stand up.
Okay.
And I will use... I presume, like, what did I take the photo of Stu on? My cell phone?
Sure.
I will use my cell phone to hack the drone. Because this is the future. And cell phones can hack drones.
Well, first, before you do that, why don't you roll first to see...
Yes.
That you roll a 6, probably.
A 3.
3, okay. All right, so so you hack the drone. Cool. What does that mean?
I now can pilot it from my phone.
Okay.
So I'm going to...
Yeah.
Are there any other drones in sight?
You don't see any, but you start taking over the drone and being able to pilot it. And right now you're sort of scanning around because you can now see through the drone onto your little
see what it's seeing
onto your cell phone. Yeah, onto your cell phone device.
Okay.
You can kind of see where the camera is, and then
I'm gonna flip it off.
Wait, as you're about to do that, boop, boop, 2 eyes appear on your phone. Trying to take over a drone, are we? That seems quite dangerous.
Yeah, you
camper.
can eat a dick.
Alright.
Tell him.
Let me make sure that I take. Oh no! I take a 2 or 12. That's not good at all.
Thank
I'll take
God.
12. All right. Who'd like to stand up? Freud has now popped up on your cell phone.
I can stand up.
Okay. It seems that Misty's having trouble keeping control of that drone.
She's
I don't-
shrieking things like "eat a dick."
I rolled a 7.
Uh-oh.
No. Okay. You can. This might be a really good one to sell out to.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
totally gonna sell out. That wins us the scene, right? It
It
doesn't.
does. It wins you the
Okay.
scene. Yep.
Totally
absolutely.
worth to
Struggle.
sell out for this.
100%. Yeah.
What thing were you using?
Yeah. What do you want to sell out to?
I don't feel like it'd be cynical yet. I can sell on my toughness because this is just getting really fucking tough, right? So I'm gonna
Yeah.
get more brutal.
You can become vicious.
Yeah,
What does toughness sell out to?
viciousness. So
Interesting.
I don't know where it is in here. If you're in a fight, you're not going to stop until you've totally fucked up the other guy. I just
Yeah.
get super vicious, which is going to be weird combined with my optimism, but it'll be interesting.
Interesting. Okay, interesting. I wonder, tell me if this is something you would do. I wonder if Freud is pulling the drone to come now level again with the boat and is now just coming straight at the boat. And I wonder if you don't just fucking leap off of the boat, grab onto this drone and just rip it apart.
Can I
Falling in-
instead, like, I know the drone is like really like fucking explosive, like right, it's got a ton of explosives,
Maybe, sure,
probably.
whatever you.
So
Whatever works.
can I, and they're sending more, right? We saw that they're sending more.
Probably, yes.
So
you would-
can I just like take my viciousness and in midair, because I'm tough, so I'm apparently that means like crazy strength also. Just grab it and swing it around and throw it back at them to run into all their other shit. And just like I'm just like screaming, like I've lost it a bit. It's going,
Nice.
get the fuck away!
I love it. All right, so you see like 4 other drones then kind of coming at you at the same time. This one in the lead. And you just stand on the very back of the boat, and as soon as it gets within this area, this cute little goth girl is just gonna
Your little puffy dress.
just grab this drone and then take it and swing it all the way around, toss it up, and it just spins in midair until it collides with one of the other drones, and then all 4 of them just go up in a wall of fire. And then on your cell phone, Freud says, "Sorry I had to do that, but maybe next time you'll learn." And that seems to suggest that he thinks he was successful in blowing you up.
Who is he
Nice.
talking to?
Right, like taunting dead people.
Yeah,
He's an AI, isn't he?
yeah.
The boat starts chugging away as there's just smoke and fire in the background. Janet
I
just sort of
high-five,
like tugs
Titanium.
on your dress a little bit and stuff, and gives you a hug. And Kim now is learning to drive the boat as well, and is like, "Does anyone have a direction?" And you just see water out in
I
front of
assume since this is a summer camp, we like know things about the world outside it, right? Like,
Yeah.
obviously. So, yeah, we totally have a direction towards the mainland.
Can I use my tech skills? I can pull up a map.
Yeah, on your cell phone. Yeah, you which is now free of Freud. You pull up a map and chart a way for the nearest sort of mainland city. Well done. That's going to be
Damn.
episode 1.
A good one. That was
That
really
was a
fun.
good one. You guys did so good.
Really
Uh,
fun.
We had 1
Oh, wow.
failure and 2 sellouts. Whew.
that was
No, it's-
yeah. It was awesome. You guys did really, really well. So I think we'll do a kind of an episode 2 of then kind of what does all this mean wrapping up for next time. And we can talk, about how much time distance between this and that. But you are away from the summer camp, going to. I hope you just go and like set up a gallery for this girl, like let her do her thing. And
no, we're gonna have a zine. We're punk kids. We're gonna have a zine.
I assume that is with an authority like that at the summer camp, it's not like we're about to step into a very accepting and open art world on the mainland.
Right. This might be, so it might be like an underground art world caper kind of thing, like a reverse heist, like trying to get
caper to defeat Miss Capers.
Oh my God, yes!
Love it.
We have to have a showdown with Mrs. Capers. It's gonna be
beautiful.
Deb is gonna make a return, isn't she?
Oh my God.
I'm so mad.
I can't believe we didn't fucking snap her neck, you guys. What were we thinking?
We can't kill somebody.
I know. I'm out of character. I can't believe we didn't snap her neck, Rachel.
We're all 16-year-old girls, okay? I've hit a body before, but not one that I killed in cold blood.
Beautiful. No, it worked out so well. She's so mad.
Oh my God.
And Jeff ended up being a decent person.
Fucking Jeff. I guess. Maybe he helped us get away.
Or
yeah, right.
I don't know. So that's going to wrap up tonight's episode of Misspent Youth. We're going to try to do this again next Wednesday. And that should be a lot of fun. So everyone keep your character sheets, keep a check of what everything's been sold out to and stuff. And I think we'll just try to continue this, unless you guys are like, no, that was done. That was a perfect ending, and who knows where it goes, and we could do another one or something. Who knows?
Super fun.
But so I think we're gonna do that from all of us at Helpful Go Games, from me, Andy, and from the rest.
Is this like a cue? Should we be saying something?
I'll be like, wee.
I'm not the authority anymore.
I'm Elise.
I'm Nina.
And I'm Rachel.
Huh. All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night.
Have a theatrical night.
Theatrical night. Oh, I love it. Love you guys very much. See ya.
Good night. Bye.